approached India, almost begged after Operation Sindoor for DGMO talks and the war to be stopped. So we do not know what the timeline really would be. Let's remember that November is the deadline for the trade deal to happen. Will the timeline really be met? Is anybody's guess right now, but it does seem that there's been some important progress that's been made. There have been important visits both in New Delhi and Washington, D.C., and it's likely that by next month there could be some steady progress and perhaps the first tranche of the trade deal could be signed.
Senior Managing Editor, NDTV, Vishnu Som, also live with us. Vishnu, how do we read into this? How significant is the statement by the US President given the current status of trade relations between the two countries?
Well, this is what he said right now, and I think Aditya will bear me out when I say that let's perhaps have this discussion tomorrow at the same time and see if the statement remains. But be that as it may, it is significant because with Trump saying that there will be a trade deal, chances are that we are progressing towards that. Now, we've consistently reported that there is a great interest in India in pushing through a trade deal. It works at so many levels economically. It gets rid of those sanctions. But then the entire issue of trade has been mired because of additional American sanctions on India's continued import of Russian oil. But with America putting new, fresh sanctions on Russian oil entities, the amount of oil that India apparently importing from Russia has gone down. So is that one way of sort of overcoming all the problems which America has with India importing Russian oil? And is that therefore something that links into potential progress being made on a trade deal, number one? And number two, what will irritate New Delhi still are these constant references to Op Sindoor.
Yes.
As somebody covering Op Sindoor closely, I can tell you that in as much as America, and specifically President J.D. Vance, did reach out to Prime Minister Narendra Modi on approximately the 8th or 9th of May 2025, saying that Pakistan was planning something much larger and much bigger, the response that the Americans were given by India was that if they do that, then we will escalate even further. And that's exactly what India did. We escalated, we hit various air bases of them, etc., etc. America did not have a role in ending this. It was Pakistan that came to the ceasefire table in the afternoon of the 10th of May, which is something that the American president just doesn't seem to want to get into at all.
Vishnu, like you're saying, there's some steps perhaps being taken towards making this a significant trade deal as and when it happens. Who knows what Trump will say tomorrow. But let's just for a moment talk about the sticking points because of which this trade deal has been delayed over the last months and years.
Well, I think a couple of the sticking points have to do with the various sectors. Number one, agriculture and dairy. Then there, of course, is affiliated to genetic crops, which the Americans want to bring in. Now, for all sorts of reasons, for example, cultural sensitivities, we do not want our market to be flooded with American dairy products because in certain cases, these dairy products are fed with meat, and that's something that doesn't work at all as far as we are concerned. There are other areas where we also have some concerns about protecting the interests of farmers. We do not, for example, want our economy or our sectors to be flooded with genetically modified variants of certain crops. However, there are others which may be more acceptable. Soya bean is something where there seems to be some progress between the two countries. But those are just a couple of areas which can probably be addressed. And India is negotiating very, very hard because we are very clear that the interests of India come first and foremost, right? So they talk about making America great again and everything being done in America's interest. This is about India ensuring that we remain great and ensuring that whatever trade deal that we do protects our own interests. So you've got two sides working on that premise. Trade deals are never easy to take place. But I dare say that the larger areas where India and the US can have a meaningful trade deal are things where both sides, are broadly agreed upon. It's a question of implementing this, whether it's going to be a small deal, which ultimately results in a big trade deal, or a big trade deal from the very onset, which is what America wants. That's something that we don't need.
All right, Vishnu and Aditya, thanks for joining me live on that developing story. We'll, of course, keep tracking it through the day-to-day and the impact that this statement could have on the days ahead. is a question that only Donald Trump can answer at this point, but this is going to be one of our top stories today. We have some more breaking news coming in. Big update on the cloud seeding process here in the national capital when the pollution is high. As per Delhi government sources, there will be no cloud seeding today. This as the moisture content of the cloud is below 30%.
देखिए अभी आईएमडी के मुताबिक 10 से 15% अभी तक भी मॉइस्चर है। कल हमारी 10 से 15% वाले मॉइस्चर में ट्रायल हो गई है और अब जो अगली ट्रायल है वो 10 से 15% मॉइस्चर से ज़्यादा मॉइस्चर 20%, 25% मॉइस्चर पे होगी। शाम तक की उम्मीद है जो आईएमडी के मुताबिक कि शाम 4 बजे के बाद मॉइस्चर और बढ़ने की उम्मीद है। तो जैसे ही मॉइस्चर की रिपोर्ट आएगी तो अगली ट्रायल फिर से शुरू की जाएगी। अभी मॉइस्चर जैसे बढ़ेगा तो उसमें बरसात की परसेंटेज बढ़ जाती है, लेकिन 50% हिस्टोरिकली 50% मॉइस्चर पे तो बरसात हुई है। अभी आईआईटी की ये कोशिश है कि अलग अलग परसेंटेज ऑफ मॉइस्चर पे अलग अलग ट्रायल कंक्लूड की जाए ताकि एक ऑथेंटिक डेटा हाथ में आए कि कितने मॉइस्चर पे बरसात होने की पक्की संभावना है। ऐसी अभी तक रिसर्च चल रही है।
In related news, IIT Kanpur, the brain behind the cloud seeding experiment, has now said that the cloud seeding activity has been put on hold due to insufficient moisture in the clouds, and the process, they say, is dependent on right conditions. Ishika now joining me live. Ishika, 3.2 crores is what I believe the experiment cost. It's now been put on hold. What do you have for us?
Make possible through the coming days.
So when the next trial is going to happen? Well, yes, in fact, if we talk about the cloud seeding that happened today, there were 2 trials that were conducted yesterday. And the big question certainly was only on the moisture content. Because if you look at yesterday's assessment, it was 15 to 20% only moisture that was recorded. And that is why what we saw on the ground was just precipitation. Now, in fact, today, if we talk about what's the government's strategy ahead, well, joining us now is the Environment Minister in the Delhi government, Manjinder Singh Sirsa, with us. Sir, how do you see the yesterday's 2 trials that you conducted on cloud seeding?
Those were the successful trials. The purpose of the trial was to find out that in how much moisture can Delhi get a rain. So yesterday the moisture was between 10 to 15%. So that was the first trial on the clouds done by IIT Kanpur. IIT Kanpur is trying to study that in the Delhi conditions, at what point of time with how much percentage of moisture can Delhi get a rain. This was the first trial, and these kind of trials, there will be another 7 to 8 more trials in coming days.
You're saying 7 to 8 more trials, sir. Any of these trials being conducted today as well, sir?
See, as of now, when we are talking, the moisture is in the cloud is around 10 to 15%. We are waiting to increase. The IMD has said that after 4 o'clock, there is a chances of more moisture in the air, in the clouds. The moment we'll get that report, we'll try to do a cloud seeding again, maybe today or tomorrow.
So yesterday, when these 2 trials were conducted, we saw precipitation, but not actually, what you were expecting, the artificial rain. Are you still calling it successful?
No, yes, it's 100% successful. The reason being was the purpose was the trial. It was not just for the rain purpose, because we don't have a data in our hand that at what point of time we should do a cloud seeding. That is the reason IIT is doing a trial, and that is the reason it is called a trial. So as far as the trial is concerned, it was a successful trial.
So now the opposition, the Aam Aadmi Party, is attacking you. They are also, in fact, doing the personal attack on you. But besides that also, they are questioning that is it actually a waste of public money is what they are calling it.
See, Aam Aadmi Party has been trying to do so in last 10 years. They have been, every year they were saying कि हम cloud seeding से बरसात कराएंगे, हम cloud seeding से artificial rain कराएंगे. They were not able to achieve even a single C of the cloud seeding. So in with the guidance of Rekha Gupta ji, the Chief Minister of Delhi, the government is able to get the majority of that purpose is the cloud seeding, which is signing agreement with the IIT Kanpur, getting the plane, getting it modified, getting the mixture done and trying to get the spray and get the results. So definitely they will be speaking against us because they feel that they have been a biggest failure in last 10 years. That is the reason now they are shouting against us.
Well, sir, our anchor also has one question for you. Yes, Vedika.
Ishika, my question for the Delhi minister is 3.2 crore rupees is what we're spending, I believe, on this experiment. When are we willing to go ahead? I mean, for how long will we go ahead with it? When will we say, okay, this is not working? And what are the alternative strategies that the Delhi government is working on along with cloud seeding at this point?
So if we talk about, the cost that is going here for the cloud seeding. So, sir, you talk about the cost there, the questions are being raised. So how do you, see that also? Because there is, in fact, amount of money that is going there. And till when are you going to proceed with these cloud seeding trials?
So each trial is costing us around 20 to 25 lakh, as I earlier said. And we will have around 9 to 10 such trials. The purpose of getting these trials is, as I said earlier, is to find out that under what conditions we can get a rain here in Delhi. So this is a study done by the IIT Kanpur. I do not understand how can Aam Aadmi Party simply say that is a waste of money. The waste of money was when you put a 200 crore rupees air purifier here in Delhi, which was useless as putting as a junk. The waste of money was when you put 20 crore on odd evens. That was the waste of money.
So, sir, till the time Delhi sees artificial rain, the cloud seeding trials will continue?
Yes, it will continue.
Well, in fact, as you heard here, Vedika, the Environment Minister clearly saying here that until and unless, Delhi sees the artificial rain, the cloud seeding trials here will continue. And,
right.
Despite that also, the Environment Minister goes on to say that there are various other steps also that are being taken on the ground, especially the steps under the GRAP that is already implemented here in the national capital. Over to you.
All right, thank you for that interview there. Some clarity from the Delhi government on how long these trials will go on for. According to the Delhi Environment Minister, it takes about 20 to 25 lakhs every time this experiment is conducted, and they're ready to conduct about 9 to 10 experiments. But now let's tell you about the air in the national capital this morning. What I can tell you is I have been coughing for the last 1 week, and so have my colleagues in the newsroom, and that is the case wherever you go. The air in the national capital this morning remains very poor. It's in the very poor category with air quality index around central Delhi's ITO at about 307 as per the Central Pollution Control Board. This even as Delhi government conducted 2 cloud seeding trials yesterday to induce artificial rain in the capital as part of measures to curb the deteriorating pollution levels. Now you have the Delhi Environment Minister say that, well, these are experiments we're carrying out, these are trials, they were successful. However, the 2 sorties from Kanpur and Meerut failed to induce rain and are yet to yield any visible results. It is important to understand that despite the efforts to reduce the AQI there has been no significant drop in these pollution levels and only marginal rains which have not helped the national capital to breathe any better. Meanwhile, IIT Kanpur in a statement said that the trial had been successful for cloud seeding with 8 shot flared in outer Delhi area. But today, they have also come out and said that they will not be holding any trials today. The initiative, of course, has another flashpoint in Delhi's politics. Former Delhi Chief Minister and Aam Aadmi Party leader Saurabh Bharadwaj and, of course, Arvind Kejriwal have questioned the BJP-led government's decision to conduct trials on a day when the India Met Department had already forecast rain. The Aam Aadmi Party went ahead and called the operation a complete failure of all government engines. The comments came in as the capital's Environment Minister, Manjinder Sirsa, hailed the exercise as successful. The BJP, meanwhile, has trained guns at Arvind Kejriwal, saying that despite flaunting his IIT degree, the Kejriwal government failed miserably to control the biggest problem in Delhi, which is pollution. I want to now take you through some of the pollution levels in the national capital region and beyond for you to understand how this has been a big fail. Let's just bring you some of them. There's Bahadurgarh, where it's 370. Delhi City Fort is what I want to show you, 339. These are real-time levels that I'm bringing to you. Then you have Wazirpur in Delhi, which is 333. Also, let's bring you another one from Delhi after Wazirpur. Well, Panchkula is in the outskirts. It's beyond Chandigarh, but that also heavily impacted, being 332. And Nehru Nagar being 324. So that's what we're talking about, that there has been no impact on the pollution levels in Delhi, despite the 2 attempts yesterday at cloud seeding. The Delhi government says that it is a success, but of course, we're not seeing any respite to us Delhiites right here in the center of that pollution level being so high and toxic. Let's bring you the politics over cloud seeding. Some statements coming in from leaders from different political parties.
प्रदूषण एक ऐसी गंभीर समस्या है जो 12 महीने की है और दिल्ली की हमारी भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार और केंद्र सरकार मिलकर इस समस्या को लेकर बहुत गंभीर है और इसको दूर करने के लिए एक लंबे उपाय की जरूरत है। मुझे खुशी इस बात की है कि दिल्ली की सरकार फौरी उपाय ऐसे कर रही है कि जिससे जनता को तुरंत आराम मिल जाए और क्लाउड सीडिंग अगर इस मामले में इसका उपयोग होता तो मैं इसका स्वागत करता हूं। लेकिन फिर मेरा मानना यह है कि लगातार इस काम को बढ़ाने की जरूरत है और हम लगातार दिल्ली वालों के लिए स्वच्छ हवा का प्रबंध करें, इसके लिए हमारी सरकार गंभीर है।
कृत्रिम वर्षा और क्लाउड सीडिंग के नाम पे बड़ा फर्जीवाड़ा कर रहे हैं। ये कहा जा सकता है कि भगवान इंद्र करेंगे वर्षा और दिल्ली सरकार करेगी खर्चा। नेचुरल रेन कल से आप देख सकते हैं कि छठ पूजा के दिन हो रही थी, अलग अलग जगह हल्की हल्की बारिश हुई है। तो इन्होंने कह दिया अब आज हम जो है नकली बारिश कराएंगे। अरे भाई, जब असली हो रही है तो तुम नकली क्यों कराओगे? दिवाली के अगले दिन इन्हें करानी थी, तब इन्होंने कराई नहीं। बीच में इन्होंने एक दिन कह दिया कि हमने बुराड़ी के अंदर सक्सेसफुली करा दी और बुराड़ी के 11 साल से रहे विधायक संजीव झा जी ने प्रेस वार्ता की कि बुराड़ी में तो कहीं बारिश हुई नहीं।
So while there's been little rain or no rain, there is a political storm that has of course ensued. You have the Delhi government saying that, hey, our trials yesterday were successful, but the brain behind these trials, which is the director of the IIT Kanpur branch, have now said, he has said rather, that cloud seeding attempts yesterday was not successful. He was in conversation with my colleague Shivarur.
First question to you, sir, is can you give us a sense of whether today's cloud seeding experiment was successful? The flight took place earlier today. We haven't had an update since then. We haven't seen rain either. What happened, sir?
So we actually did 2 sorties, one in the afternoon, one slightly later in the evening. A total of, I believe, 6 plus 8, 14 flares have been fired. I just want to make one correction. I was listening to you that these flares consist exclusively of silver iodide particles. That is not quite correct. We have our own mixture where the silver iodide content is only about 20%. The rest is a combination of rock salt and common salt.
Okay.
So this, as I said, this was fired. The aircraft has returned to Meerut airfield. There hasn't been any rain so far. So in that sense, it was not completely successful. But unfortunately, the clouds that are present today do not have very high moisture content. I'm told it was only up to 15-20%. So the possibility of causing rain with such low moisture content is not very high. But we hope that at least this trial has given more confidence to our team that we can continue conducting these trials. And we'll again try tomorrow and let's see what happens.
How many more such flights are scheduled, sir, as part of this particular experiment?
So tomorrow we are going to do 2 more flights. And then we'll continue doing as and when we get cloud cover.
The news just coming in, the cash for job scam erupts in the state of Tamil Nadu. BJP leader Annamalai has said that the Enforcement Directorate has claimed that civic body jobs in the state of Tamil Nadu are being given away for 35 lakh rupees, and that as per the Enforcement Directorate, 150 candidates are part of the scam.
2,500 candidates posting in the local administration, water and supply in Tamil Nadu government has now caught with the corruption net. To the tune of 25 lakhs to 45 lakhs been given for one candidate. totaling to more than 625 crores is staggering. And this is not the first case. Senthil Balaji is hanging on the thread with just the judgment is pending for the same cash for jobs scam which is there. And there is one more person in the local administration. Looks like the entire net of politicians of DMK, staffs of the government, and many are involved. And ED had sent a letter to the DGP asking him to file an FIR so that they can proceed with the investigation. Clearly shows how corruption is deep rooted in this DMK, wherein the corruption money flows to the top or maybe till to the chief minister of the state, M.K. Stalin. This DMK government is deep soaked in corruption, and we demand the timely action, and those who are responsible should be punished.
Mukesh now joining me live on that breaking story. Mukesh, a huge allegation of corruption there. What action is the Enforcement Directorate taking? Where does the investigation stand?
देखिए, तमिलनाडु में कैश फॉर जॉब का एक बड़ा घोटाला सामने आया है और जो ईडी है उसने एलिगेशन लगाया है कि ये घोटाला कई सौ करोड़ का है और इसको लेकर ईडी ने जो तमिलनाडु का नगर प्रशासन और वाटर सप्लाई डिपार्टमेंट है उसको एक पत्र लिखा है। ये 232 पेज का पत्र है। दरअसल जो ईडी है वो एक कंपनी को लेकर मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग की जांच कर रही थी और ये कंपनी भी इसी डिपार्टमेंट के लिए काम करती है और जांच के दौरान ईडी को ये जानकारी मिली कि इस डिपार्टमेंट में जो जूनियर इंजीनियर्स हैं या टाउन प्लानर्स हैं, इनकी जो भर्तियां हुई हैं जनवरी 2024 से लेकर अगस्त 2025 के बीच में, इन भर्तियों में कम से कम जो 150 कैंडिडेट्स हैं उनसे 25 से 30 लाख रुपए रिश्वत के तौर पर लिए गए और ये पैसा करोड़ों में हो जाता है। तो इसको लेकर जो ईडी है उसने चेन्नई पुलिस को एक पत्र लिखा है और इस पूरे घोटाले की जांच करने के लिए कहा है। खास बात यह है कि ये जो पूरी भर्तियां हैं ये तब हुई हैं जब वहां पर एम.के. स्टालिन की डीएमके गवर्नमेंट है और जो विपक्षी पार्टियां हैं वो अब इस पूरे मामले में आरोप लगा रही हैं कि करीब 800 करोड़ रुपए का ये स्कैम है। तो ईडी ने इस पूरे मामले में चेन्नई पुलिस को लेटर लिखकर जांच के लिए कहा है और कहा है कि ये बहुत बड़ा घोटाला है, इसकी जांच करें कि आखिर कितने ऐसे कैंडिडेट हैं जिनसे पैसे लेकर उनको नौकरी दी गई है। तो अब देखना होगा कि चेन्नई पुलिस इस पूरे मामले की जांच करती है या नहीं करती है। लेकिन डीएमके को लेकर, एम.के. स्टालिन को लेकर बड़े सवाल खड़े हो रहे हैं और जो विपक्षी पार्टियां हैं, जो अपोजिशन है, वो एलिगेशन लगा रही है कि कई सौ करोड़ का ये स्कैम है और कई लोगों को फर्जी तरीके से नौकरी दी गई और उनसे पैसा लिया गया। जी,
Stay with us. I have Mr. Tirupati on the phone line with us from the BJP. Mr. Tirupati, the ED, they're flagging a cash for jobs scam in Tamil Nadu, asking the Chennai police to take action. We've just heard from the AIADMK on this. Your first statement, sir, on this.
Yes, this is shocking but not surprising because the cash for job scam is not new to this DMK government, not new to this secretary also. The same Mr. Karthikeyan, now the Mass Secretary, he was accused by the DMK when he was in CMD also. And in April 2025 also, the same thing has happened. We have definitely alerted, the ED has alerted that the municipal administration minister has, they have leveled charges that huge money has been diverted through their bank accounts, that is the contracts, transfers and also jobs in MAWS, that is the Municipal Administration Water Supply Department, when his brother's office was raided in April. So this is not new, and I think the government is keeping quiet, keeping calm in this issue. Very clearly says that 35 lakhs per job has been taken, has been given by the aspirants, and they have joined duty. The thing is that they have joined duty, and the government is going on like this. This is absolutely...
My question to you also is then, how is the BJP going to take this up in the state of Tamil Nadu? Will you be taking it up in the assembly and outside? Are we expecting protests?
Yes, it will be dealt with legally, politically, and all sorts, definitely.
All right, Mr. Tirupati, thanks for joining us there. That's the breaking news we have for you at this point, coming from the state of Tamil Nadu, where the Enforcement Directorate, according to our correspondent Mukesh, have said that there seems to be a cash for jobs scam. They've alerted the Chennai police over this. And you also have BJP leader Annamalai saying that the Enforcement Directorate's claim that civic body jobs in Tamil Nadu are being given away for 35 lakh rupees is something that the BJP will also take up both inside the assembly and outside. Mukesh still with us. Mukesh, this is a scam that needs to be interrogated. You said that the Enforcement Directorate has already alerted the Chennai police about it. What are we expecting in the days ahead? And just give us the details that you have for us at this point on it.
देखिए बिल्कुल ईडी ने 232 पन्नों का जो लेटर लिखा है चेन्नई पुलिस को, उसमें काफ़ी डिटेल से इस पूरे मामले की जानकारी दी है और ये कहा है कि किस तरह से पिछले 1 साल के अंदर जो नगर प्रशासन और वाटर सप्लाई डिपार्टमेंट है वहाँ पर किस तरीके से अलग अलग पोस्ट के लिए जो भर्तियां हैं वो गलत तरीके से हो रही थी और 25 से 30 लाख रुपए एक कैंडिडेट से लिए गए। करीब 1 लाख लोगों ने इन पोस्ट के लिए अप्लाई किया था और जनवरी 2024 से लेकर अगस्त 2025 के बीच में ये भर्तियां हुई हैं। तो काफ़ी
Dharni Dharan from the DMK with us. Dharni Dharan, I want to ask you what your response to this allegation by the Enforcement Directorate is. We're talking about cash for jobs. It's a serious allegation.
See, allegation, you yourself said, it's an allegation. Anyone can allege anything. What is the proof? What is the document? What is the local standard the ED has? ED's job is to probe money laundering after the FIR is registered. Is it constitutionally valid for the ED to ask another institution to file an FIR? That is mere politics, and we know the credibility of the ED as such, right? Out of the cases filed by the ED, the charge sheet have been filed, or rather, only they could get conviction for only 0.01% of the cases, and if out of the 5,000 cases, for only 10% of the cases, even the charge sheet has been filed. So that is the credibility of the ED. If someone is with BJ, if someone is with opposition to state, then ED will, in the name of investigation, arrest them and keep them in prison. And then if again, the moment they join the ruling party, they have gone scot-free. That is the credibility.
What you're saying
of the ED.
is that the ED is being used as a tool here by the centre. But will your party be open to investigations is my question, sir. You have nothing to hide, right?
See, anyone can make allegation. I am saying EDs, the people at the helm of affairs in ED are taking crores and crores of rupees as bribe. And, right, that's allegation.
All right, Mr. Dharani Dharan, thank you for joining us there. But the big question is, will the DMK be open to investigations while they claim that the Enforcement Directorate is a tool in the hands of the centre? But this is a huge allegation being made and also something that the BJP is slamming the DMK government over. We have more breaking news coming in. Actor turned politician TVK chief Vijay's party is meeting today and they are set to revamp the administrative committee. Leaders are at the venue of the meeting. This is the first party meeting, remember, that Actor Vijay is holding after the Karur stampede. Sources say the meeting will discuss the resumption of statewide tour ahead of the elections and a new format of campaigning. Sam is now joining me live. Sam, this is a bit of a catch-22 situation, isn't it, for the TVK and for the chief Vijay? You have to go ahead and hold those rallies. You have to go ahead and campaign. But now, after the Karur stampede, there's a lot of introspection that they need to do at this venue.
That's right, Vedika. We come to you from outside the headquarters of TVK, outside Chennai at Panayur. And as we speak, the meeting is underway. And as you said, the meeting will very importantly decide on resuming TVK Chief Actor Vijay's state tour that came to a grinding halt after visiting 5 districts when the stampede killed 41 people at Karur in September. And this revamped committee with 28 members, sources say, will decide on the resumption as well as the new format, as the earlier format was not working. There were surging crowds which resulted in stampede killing 41 people. We can expect the party to decide on perhaps a standalone public meeting in every district in the coming months till December. And secondly, we also understand the party will decide on its relief measures amid the monsoon season, particularly in the context of the recent cyclone, to reach out to farmers and other communities who have been badly affected, and to also decide on the party's stand on various contemporary issues in Tamil Nadu and around the country, as the party has been quiet over the last 1 month. And yesterday, a day after Vijay met families of the victims, he gave a long statement on how the what they call the failure by the ruling DMK in Tamil Nadu has hit the farmers in the Delta region in terms of crop losses and in terms of the harvested paddy being damaged in rain. We also understand that the party may decide to have a general council convened very soon. There's a strong buzz on that. And already leaders like Busi Anand, Adav Arjun, Arun Raj and a few others have come. We understand Vijay is joining the meeting via a video call. We could expect a statement very soon, but a crucial step which is being seen as the first major political activity within the party after the recent stampede, the Vedika.
All right, so a lot of introspection there. You have the big guns of the TVK at that meeting, but according to Sam, Vijay has joined that meeting through video conferencing. Sam Daniel, thanks for joining us live. And here's a quick look at the big events that we will be tracking in our special segment, Day Ahead. Senior Congress leader Rahul Gandhi will shortly address rallies in Bihar, marking the formal launch of his campaign for the Assembly Elections 2025. The rallies will be held in Sakra and Muzaffarpur and in Darbhanga, where the Rai Bareli MP will share the stage with Mahagathbandhan's chief ministerial face, Tejasvi Yadav. The other event that we will be tracking is Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He will be in Mumbai today to address the Maritime Leaders Conclave and chair the Global Maritime CEO Forum at India Maritime Week. All right, we're going to get your news now from the state of Bihar. Elections are not far out and you have the big guns on the road hitting the campaign trail there, and Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister has now entered battleground Bihar. Yogi Adityanath has taken on Tejasvi Yadav and his party, the RJD. The Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister has said that the RJD had opposed the Ram Mandir.
और रघुनाथपुर में आकर के मैंने देखा कि आरजेडी ने यहां से जो प्रत्याशी दिया है वो अपनी खानदानी आपराधिक पृष्ठभूमि के लिए इस पूरे क्षेत्र नहीं देश और दुनिया में कुख्यात रहा है। नाम भी देखो ना, जैसा नाम वैसा काम, जैसा नाम वैसा काम। और बहनों और भाइयों, इसीलिए तो मैं कहता हूं, हमने यूपी के अंदर एक बात कही कि भाई देखो, अपराध और अपराधियों के प्रति जीरो टॉलरेंस, और जीरो टॉलरेंस के तहत आज आप देख रहे होंगे आरजेडी और उनके लोग आज भी अयोध्या में श्री राम जन्मभूमि पर भगवान राम के मंदिर का विरोध कर रहे हैं।
And a quick reminder to our viewers, it's a day of mega rallies in the state of Bihar. Big guns from the NDA and the Mahagathbandhan will hit the campaign trail today. Senior Congress leader Rahul Gandhi returns to Bihar. Remember, this comes amid all the attacks by the BJP on where the Congress senior leader is, why hasn't he been in Bihar, and why wasn't he on stage with Tejasvi Yadav when the manifesto was released. Also, you'll have the defense minister there, you'll have the home minister as well addressing rallies in Bihar today. And you will also have other leaders from both parties who will be hitting the campaign trail, along with Tejasvi Yadav, of course, who will also be there, as well as the Haryana Chief Minister and the Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister holding public meetings, as well as the AIMIM Chief OSC, who will be addressing major rallies in the Simanchal region. So let's just tell you who's going to be where today out of all those leaders from the Mahagathbandhan and the NDA. You have Amit Shah today. He's going to be in Samastipur, Darbhanga, as well as in Begusarai. And after that, you will also have other leaders who will be there. The big faces from the different parties. Rajnath Singh, the defense minister, going to be in Saran, Patna, as well as Darbhanga. You also have Rahul Gandhi and Tejaswi's joint rally. Something that the Mahagathbandhan should have done earlier is what even analysts are saying, given that Rahul Gandhi has been missing. They will be in Muzaffarpur as well as Darbhanga today. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath in Siwan, Buxar as well as Bhojpur today. These are the big faces that you're going to see today in terms of the rallies that they're holding. You will also have AIMIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi, who will be addressing major rallies in Seemanchal. All right, Bihar is all set to go to polls in 8 days. Now, the MGB manifesto has sparked a massive face-off between the NDA and the Mahagathbandhan leaders. In the manifesto, Mahagathbandhan has promised that the Waqf Amendment Act, which was passed by Parliament in April, will not be allowed in the state of Bihar, which BJP has strongly criticized. Union Minister Giriraj Singh has asked why Tejaswi Yadav was named the chief ministerial face and not a Muslim candidate in that case. Waqf debate has dominated most of the campaigns for Bihar polls, especially the last week we heard opposition chief ministerial face Tejaswi Yadav saying that if the Mahagathbandhan comes to power, the Waqf Act will be thrown into the dustbin, which is one of the promises written in the manifesto as well. Calling the opposition manifesto, quote-unquote, a bundle of lies, Union Minister Giriraj Singh mounted attack on Tejaswi Yadav and said that he failed to deliver promises during his term as Bihar Deputy Chief Minister. Calling the manifesto MGB's Pran Patra, RJD leader Tejaswi Yadav has asserted that the manifesto of the India bloc is the alliance's resolution and commitment, and that every promise would be fulfilled if the Mahagathbandhan is voted to power.
देखिए, कल हम लोगों ने जो घोषणा की है, ये प्रण हम लोगों का है। इसको हम लोग जो है मिलकर के जो है पूरा करेंगे, और साथ ही साथ जो है इसमें बड़ी घोषणाएं जो है हम लोगों ने की है। अब देखिएगा, संविदा कर्मी, आउटसोर्सिंग कर्मी, कर्मचारियों को तो हम लोग जो है स्थायी करेंगे। साथ ही साथ ओपीएस जो है, ओल्ड पेंशन जो स्कीम जो था, वो जो है हम लोग लागू करने का काम करेंगे। और ख़ास तौर पे पत्रकार भाइयों के लिए कमिश्नरी वाइज जो है, प्रमंडलीय वाइज प्रेस क्लब जो है वो बनाया जाएगा, और उसके बाद जो है लोगों के लिए पत्रकार हॉस्टल का भी निर्माण जो है हम लोग जो है कराने का काम करेंगे।
मान भाई से कहूँगा तो वो मेरी बात नहीं मानेंगे। वो आज की तारीख में लालू यादव और ये कांग्रेस के बंधुआ मजदूर हैं। बंधुआ मजदूर ही उनको मानते हैं। है हिम्मत तेजस्वी यादव में, लालू यादव में, राहुल गांधी में ये घोषणा कर दें कि अगर 18% और 20% आबादी बिहार में मुसलमानों का है तो वो मुख्यमंत्री होगा? मुख्यमंत्री नहीं, मुख्यमंत्री तो लालूए जी के बाल बच्चा होंगे, कोई दूसरा यादव भी नहीं होगा। इसलिए लालू यादव किसी को न मुख्यमंत्री मुसलमान को बनाएंगे न उप मुख्यमंत्री बनाएंगे। अगर हिम्मत है तो
पौधा पहाड़ निकली चुईया, इस तरह का कोई व्यवस्था लोगों के घोषणा पत्र में नहीं आया। उनको बताना चाहिए कि इसका पैसा कहाँ से आएगा, क्या बजट लगेगा, किन चीज़ों को कैसे करेंगे। 15 साल जो लालू जी ने राज किया उसका क्या बार माफ़ी मांगा, ये सब जानकारी देना होगा ना।
बिहार का तेजस्वी प्रण अच्छा नाम है, अच्छा नाम दिया है, क्योंकि एक कमिटमेंट हो गया। जब महागठबंधन ने मिलके अपना मुख्यमंत्री चेहरा घोषित कर दिया, तब तो फिर उनका संकल्प होना आवश्यक है। जनता का विश्वास तभी जमेगा, तब लोग कहेंगे भाई कि तो मैनिफेस्टो में नाम तेजस्वी का आ गया है, तो मुख्यमंत्री का फेस जो है वो एक प्रकार से कमिटमेंट कर रहा है जनता के साथ, इसका मायने नहीं होगा।
And with that, we're slipping to a short break. Up next is the clash of the Titans down under. We'll bring you more details on that big T20 India versus Australia match in moments from now.
मजे को दुगुना कर दें, मजे को 3 गुना कर दें। गाजी, रोहान, दोबारा से।
When it comes to elections, I am a journalist, analyst, commentator, and an advisor.
My point of view is not for the faint-hearted.
Nothing escapes my eyes. Not the leaders, not their agendas, not even the real game of elections.
हम सबको खबर देते हैं, हम सबकी खबर लेते हैं, चुनावों की भी, दावों की भी। बिहार की सोच, बिहार का फैसला।
पत्रकारिता का जो पहलू दिखता नहीं, वो हम दिखाते हैं।
इलेक्शंस की सारी खबरें मेरे साथ।
Watch me cover the Bihar battleground on NDTV 24/7.
We unveil NDTV Golf Pro-Am, India's #1 golf Pro-Am, the course of champions, the conversation of leaders.
What a stellar lineup we have here on the stage of the NDTV World Summit to announce the launch of the NDTV Pro-Am. Arguably India's greatest cricketer, one of India's most distinguished bureaucrats, a top international golfer and also a top Indian pro at the moment. One administrator who's doing more to lift the profile of Indian golf than anyone has in the recent years.
All the top champions, the Tiger Woods, will all come from India in future.
It's great to be here. Golf is growing across the globe and here in India as well.
Whereas now the opportunities are increasing a lot.
Thank you very much for starting golf. We want to thank you.
That's very sweet of you. Thank you.
I think that's very, very important.
What does the youth of Bihar want in this election? I will dissect and explain.
When it comes to elections, I crunch numbers and tell you what others miss.
Bihar elections, the what, why and how.
I read Bihar politics like no one else.
For over 4 decades now, I have had a ringside view of some of India's biggest elections. This time, I will bring to you the twists and turns of Bihar elections.
Understand the real election dynamics in Bihar. With me on Bihar Battleground.
The ultimate battle for Bihar. NDTV unites the biggest voices, unmissable debates and data discourse. Battleground Bihar on NDTV 24/7.
In Bihar, bahut politics hai. The year's election super final. Can Jai Viru storm the palace? Or will Bihar double engine defend? Fierce fight, electric election. Biggest team, biggest coverage. Battleground Bihar on NDTV 24/7.
The most coveted invitation in the Indian corporate golf calendar, where top corporates go head-to-head with the finest professional golfers. An exclusive circuit across multiple cities, aspirational, unforgettable. NDTV Golf Pro-Am, India's #1 golf Pro-Am is here. The course of champions, the conversation of leaders. NDTV Golf Pro-Am, coming soon, stay tuned.
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind, I pause, I reflect, I dig until what's buried stands up to be counted. Breaking ground, not just headlines, the meaning behind them. This is Breaking Ground with me, Vedika Sood. Welcome back. Getting your news from Canada now, where there have been reports of firing by Lawrence Bishnoi gang at Punjabi singer Chani Nattan's residence. This is the second incident to be reported in recent days and comes after the killing of Punjabi businessman Darshan Singh Sahasi. Following the attack at Punjabi singer Nattan's house, the gang took to social media claiming responsibility behind the attack and clarifying that it is not singer Chani Nattan that the gang bears enmity with, but singer Sardar Khera. The gang, while claiming responsibility behind the attack on X, said that it was Sardar Khera who was the main reason behind the attack to take place and warned Nathan as well as other singers to call off collaborations with the singer. The shocking incident comes after the murder of Punjabi businessman Darshan Singh Sahasi, who paid with his life for refusing to give money to the gang and blocking their number. Remember that just last month the Canada government listed the Bishnoi gang as a terror entity. So the India versus Australia T20 series begins down under. India's T20 captain Suryakumar Yadav, better known as Sky, is under the scanner. Despite leading India to an Asia Cup triumph, his personal form has hit turbulence. Just 100 runs in 11 innings this year, and ahead of the T20 series in Canberra, Sky faced tough questions about that slump.
The numbers don't lie. Since taking over as a captain, Suryakumar Yadav has scored just 330 runs in 20 innings, a far cry from his explosive best. Critics have questioned whether his ultra-aggressive batting style is starting to show cracks, especially against both spin and pace.
I feel I've been working really hard. Before also I was doing it. It's not that I wasn't working hard before. I'm still working hard. I've had good few sessions back home, good 2-3 sessions here. So I'm in good space. I think that is really important. Runs, it'll come eventually, but I think working hard towards a team goal, it's more important what team wants from you in different situations. And I take one game at a time, and if it starts, then I think it'll be a good thing.
His 717 runs in 16 innings for Mumbai Indians during the IPL were a rare high point in an otherwise lean year. But his Asia Cup performance reignited the debate. Has India's most explosive T20 batter been found out? Inside the dressing room, though, there's no panic. Coach Gautam Gambhir has thrown his weight behind his captain, insisting that the team will stay true to their go hard philosophy. Meanwhile, India is set to continue its preparations for the T20 World Cup in Australia as well. It's another opportunity to get the combination right.
ऐसे नहीं देख रहे कि हम बाहर के कंट्री में आए हैं खेलने के लिए, तो कुछ अलग तरीके से देखेंगे इस सीरीज़ को. We'll look at it at the same way. It's a build-up to the World Cup, but at the same time, it's a beautiful country to play cricket, and it's quite challenging as well. So I'm sure it will be a good one.
With the World Cup less than a year away, every innings from here on counts. For the man known for 360-degree brilliance, the challenge now is to silence the noise and rediscover the Sky everyone once feared. India will play the first of the 5 T20s in Canberra on Wednesday. In New Delhi, Rika Roy for NDTV.
here's what's going viral. A jaw-dropping video of the US Air Force's 53rd Weather Recce Squadron, known as the Hurricane Hunters, flying straight into the eye of the Hurricane Melissa as the powerful Category 5 storm barrels towards Jamaica and has left people on social media amazed. Of course, the impact and the destruction has been massive there.
Motorola Edge 60 Pro, most stunning true color pro grade camera. Motorola Edge 60 Pro, the true flagship killer.
OpenAI has said it will offer ChatGPT Go that supports higher query limits and more image generation, free for 1 year to users in India who sign up during a limited time promotional period beginning the 4th of November.
Front lines of Kargil, the fury of Operation Sindhu,
So many attacks.
the chaos and cries of disaster zones, to fighter jet cockpits, and the world's most defining interviews.
It's incredible.
He has seen history break, live, unfiltered. 20,000 hours of live broadcasting.
Welcome to Left, Right and Center.
Hard facts.
War-struck country.
Hard questions.
In the Ukraine.
30 years of trust.
In the Kargil area. North Ukraine. In France. In Italy. At Srinagar. Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
Vishnu Shom. Only on NDTV.
Pulling us into this country.
They argue, I conclude. They deflect, I drill down. This isn't a free-for-all. It's a reckoning. No filler, no fog. Only the facts and where they lead. Every night at 9, the case closes because the buck stops here.
The battle for Bihar is on. Bihar on a turning pitch, or captain stays the same.
The best app to use is the NDTV app.
दुनिया भर में जब भी भारतीय मीडिया की चर्चा होती तो एनडीटीवी सबसे पहले जिक्र में आता है।
मैं आपका बात से सहमत हूं, उल्टे हम भी जब विदेश जाते हैं, the best app to use is the NDTV app.
मजे को दुगुना कर दें, मजे को 3 गुना कर दें। गाजी, रोहन, कमाल से।
When it comes to elections, I am a journalist, analyst, commentator, and an advisor.
My point of view is not for the faint-hearted.
Nothing escapes my eyes. Not the leaders, not their agendas, not even the real game of elections.
हम सबको खबर देते हैं, हम सबकी खबर लेते हैं, चुनावों की भी, दावों की भी। बिहार की सोच, बिहार का फैसला।
पत्रकारिता का जो पहलू दिखता नहीं, वो हम दिखाते हैं।
इलेक्शंस की सारी खबरें मेरे साथ।
Watch me cover the Bihar battleground on NDTV 24/7.
we unveil NDTV Golf Pro-Am, India's #1 Golf Pro-Am, the course of champions, the conversation of leaders.
What a stellar lineup we have here on the stage of the NDTV World Summit to announce the launch of the NDTV Pro-Am. Arguably India's greatest cricketer, one of India's most distinguished bureaucrats, a top international golfer and also a top Indian pro at the moment. One administrator who's doing more to lift the profile of Indian golf than anyone has in the recent years.
All the top champions, the Tiger Woods, will all come from India in future.
It's great to be here. Golf is growing across the globe and here in India as well.
Whereas now the opportunities are increasing a lot.
Thank you very much. You're starting golf. We want to thank you.
That's very sweet of you. Thank you.
I think that's very, very important.
What does the youth of Bihar want in this election? I will
Welcome back. You're watching Breaking Ground. I'm Vedika Sood, and these are the headlines at the top of 1 p.m. Cash for Jobs scam erupts in the state of Tamil Nadu. Enforcement Directorate alleges major cash for jobs scam in civic body jobs in the state. DMK calls Enforcement Directorate investigation part of political vendetta. Cloud seeding trials put on hold in the national capital. Delhi Environment Minister speaks exclusively to NDTV, says this is due to low moisture content in the clouds, but adds that the cloud seeding trial will go on. The Aam Aadmi Party calls it a complete failure by the Delhi government. They have mega rallies in the state of Bihar. Rahul Gandhi with Tejasvi Yadav to hold joint rallies. Amit Shah will be in Darbhanga. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister has already hit the campaign trail, and you will also have Asad Uddin OSC on the campaign trail.
If you look at India and Pakistan, so I'm doing a trade deal with India, and I have great respect and love. As you know, for Prime Minister Modi, we have a great relationship.
US President Donald Trump's big remark amid trade standoff claims that he is positive of a trade deal with India and also compliments the Indian Prime Minister. President Murmu flies the Rafale, takes off from the Ambala Air Base, first Indian president to fly this French superjet.
और ये तस्वीर इस समय आपको दिखा रहे हैं जब
And in 45 minutes from now, India face Australia in Canberra as the T20 series kicks off. Focus on Captain Surya Kumar Yadav's form. The state of Bihar is all set to go to polls in 8 days. The MGB manifesto, the Mahagathbandhan's manifesto, was released yesterday and has triggered a huge political storm. Calling the manifesto MGB's Pran Patra, RJD leader Tejasvi Yadav, who's also the chief ministerial face of the alliance, has asserted that the manifesto of the India bloc is the alliance's resolution and commitment, and that every promise would be fulfilled if the Mahagathbandhan is voted to power in this Bihar election. He also slammed the NDA for not releasing its manifesto yet. In the manifesto of the Mahagathbandhan alliance has promised that the Waqf Act, which was passed by Parliament in April, will not be allowed in Bihar, which the BJP has strongly criticized. Union Minister Giriraj Singh has asked why Tejasvi Yadav has not named a Muslim candidate as the chief ministerial face if his sentiment on this issue is so high. Now, Waqf debate has dominated most of the campaigns for the Bihar polls, especially the last week. We heard opposition chief ministerial face Tejasvi Yadav saying that if the Mahagathbandhan comes into power, the Waqf Act will be thrown into the dustbin, which is one of the promises written in the manifesto as well. Calling the opposition manifesto quote-unquote a bundle of lies, Union Minister Giriraj Singh mounted an attack on Tejasvi Yadav and said that he had failed to deliver promises during his term as Bihar Deputy Chief Minister.
देखिए, कल हम लोगों ने जो घोषणा की है
ये प्रण हम लोगों का है, इसको हम लोग जो है मिलकर के जो है पूरा करेंगे। और साथ ही साथ जो है इसमें बड़ी घोषणाएं जो है हम लोगों ने की है। अब देखिएगा, संविदा कर्मी, आउटसोर्सिंग कर्मी, कर्मचारियों को तो हम लोग जो है स्थायी करेंगे। साथ ही साथ ओपीएस जो है, ओल्ड पेंशन जो स्कीम जो था, वो जो है हम लोग लागू करने का काम करेंगे। और ख़ास तौर पे पत्रकार भाइयों के लिए कमिश्नरी वाइज जो है, प्रमंडलीय वाइज प्रेस क्लब जो है वो बनाया जाएगा। और उसके बाद जो है लोगों के लिए पत्रकार हॉस्टल का भी निर्माण जो है हम लोग जो है कराने का काम करेंगे।
अपराध पर तो जीरो टॉलरेंस है, लेकिन भ्रष्टाचार पर जीरो टॉलरेंस नहीं है इस घोषणा पत्र में। स्वाभाविक है, ये दावा करते ही बात निकलेगी तो बहुत दूर तक जाएगी। मैंने पहले भी कहा था कि जो बिहार को एक नया विजन देने का दावा कर रहे हैं वो 420 के एक्यूज हैं, हमने नहीं कहा है। 15 दिन पहले दिल्ली की कोर्ट ने आरोप तय किया है, ट्रायल होने वाला है। नौकरी दो, जमीन लो, उस घोटाले में भी एक्यूज था।
All right, as we told you, the big guns from both the NDA as well as the Mahagathbandhan will be in Bihar today, and so is the Home Minister Amit Shah. He is in Darbhanga. Listen in.
उबिया भारती और जन नायक कर्पूरी ठाकुर को भी प्रणाम करता हूं। आज मैं मिथिला की धरती से स्वर कोकिला स्वर्गस्थ शारदा सिन्हा जी को भी प्रणाम कर कर मेरी बात की शुरुआत करता हूं। भाइयों बहनों, मोदी जी ने कर्पूरी ठाकुर जी को भारत रत्न देकर मिथिला और बिहार की धरती का सम्मान करने का काम किया है। और उसके साथ साथ स्वर्गीय कोकिला जी को, स्वर कोकिला शारदा सिन्हा जी को पद्म विभूषण देकर पूरे मिथिला की संस्कृति का, कला का सम्मान करने का काम किया है। भाइयों बहनों, मुझे बताओ, 6 नवंबर को चुनाव है, कमल के निशान पर बटन दबाएंगे क्या? अरे जोर से बोलो, दबाएंगे। मोदी जी का हाथ मजबूत करेंगे। भाइयों बहनों, मैं तो मिथिला वालों का, दरभंगा वालों का धन्यवाद करने आया हूं। गत चुनाव में 10 में से 9 सीटें आपने एनडीए की झोली में डाली थी ना। भाई एक क्यों छोड़ दिया? एक छोड़ोगे क्या? भाइयों बहनों, इस बार यहां से प्रण कर कर जाना है। 10 की 10 सीटें नरेंद्र मोदी की झोली में डालना है, नरेंद्र मोदी की झोली। भाइयों बहनों, मिथिला की बेटी, मिथिला का सम्मान, मैथिली ठाकुर को हमने यहां से चुनाव लड़ने के लिए चिन्हित किया है। मैथिली जी जैसे ही खड़ी रही, ढेर सारे लोगों ने इनके खिलाफ, ये महाठगबंधन ने इनके खिलाफ कई प्रचार का अपप्रचार किया है। मगर मैं आज यहां से लालू जी की पार्टी को कहकर जाता हूं, मैथिली ठाकुर जीतेगी और पूरे देश और दुनिया में मिथिला का सम्मान बनकर अपनी आवाज बनेगी। भाइयों बहनों, हमने मिथिला के सम्मान के लिए ढेर सारी चीजें की है। मैं एक एक कर कर पूछूंगा किसने किया? ये सब मोदी जी ने किया है। आप बताएंगे मोदी जी ने किया? जरा जोर से बोलो, बताएंगे? तो मुझे बताओ, मैथिली भाषा को 8वीं अनुसूची में किसने रखा? अरे जोर से बोलो, किसने रखा? संविधान का अनुवाद मैथिली में किसने किया? मिथिला की पाग पर डाक टिकट किसने जारी किया? मधुबनी पेंटिंग का जीआई टैग किसने दिया? गुजरात में शाश्वत मिथिला महोत्सव किसने चालू किया? शारदा सिन्हा जी को पद्म विभूषण किसने दिया? मखाना बोर्ड की स्थापना किसने की? और अंत में इतनी सारी माताएं बहनें हैं, भव्य सीता माता का मंदिर कौन बना रहा है भाई? भाइयों बहनों, 550 साल से अयोध्या में रामलल्ला टेंट में बसते थे। टेंट में 550 साल से लेकर आज तक ये सारी पार्टियां, जदयू, कांग्रेस, ममता, बसपा, सपा, किसी ने राम मंदिर नहीं बनाने दिया। आपने हमारे गोपाल जी को 19 में चुनकर भेज दिया। मोदी जी प्रधानमंत्री बने और डंके की चोट पर अयोध्या में रामलल्ला का मंदिर बन गया। रामलल्ला का मंदिर तो बन गया, सीता मैया का बनना चाहिए या नहीं बनना चाहिए? जरा जोर से बोलो, बनना चाहिए का नहीं बनना चाहिए? 850 करोड़ रुपए से सीता मैया का भव्य मंदिर बनाने की नींव श्री नीतीश कुमार और मैंने डाली है। आज मैं पूरे मिथिलांचल वालों को कहकर जाता हूं, मां सीता से जुड़े हुए सारे स्थानों को पवित्र यात्रा धाम में बदलने का काम भारतीय जनता पार्टी करेगी। जहां पर मां सीता और राम का प्रथम मिलन हुआ, जहां पर मां सीता का जन्म हुआ, जहां पर सीता माता का अंतिम निवास हुआ, वो वही सभी स्थानों को बड़े बड़े मंदिरों के साथ जोड़कर पूरे सीता माता की स्मृति को हम राम सर्किट में जोड़ेंगे, रामायण सर्किट में जोड़ेंगे। और दुनिया भर के यात्री हमारे सीतामढ़ी में सीता माता के मंदिर को देखने आएंगे, मिथिलांचल में आएंगे। और अब तो सहूलियत भी हो गई है। एक गोपाल जी कब का पीछे पड़ा था, इनके आग्रह से मोदी जी ने यहां दरभंगा एयरपोर्ट भी बना दिया है। दरभंगा एयरपोर्ट भी। भाइयों बहनों, ये मधुबनी पेंटिंग हमारा सालों से हमारे घर की दीवारों पर हम सम्मान के साथ रखते थे। मोदी जी ने अर्जेंटीना की उपराष्ट्रपति और दक्षिण कोरिया के राष्ट्रपति को मधुबनी पेंटिंग देकर वहां की दीवार की जगह वहां के दरबार में भी लगाने का काम किया है। भाइयों बहनों, अभी बिहार का दूसरा आईटी पार्क यहां बना और यहां पर सीता माता का मंदिर भी बन रहा है। भाइयों बहनों, आप सभी बताओ मुझे जरा, ये कश्मीर जो है हमारा है या नहीं है? क्यों भाई, आवाज को क्या हो गया है? भाषण तो मैं दे रहा हूं। ये कश्मीर हमारा है या नहीं है? धारा 370 जानी चाहिए थी या नहीं जानी चाहिए थी? भाइयों बहनों, एक कांग्रेस पार्टी है लालू एंड कंपनी धारा 370 को 70 साल से बचाकर बैठी थी। मोदी जी ने धारा 370 को 5 अगस्त 2019 को हमेशा के लिए समाप्त कर दिया। और भाइयों बहनों, इतना ही नहीं, एक जमाना था जब आतंकवादी भारत की भूमि को लहूलुहान कर कर चले जाते थे, कोई जवाब नहीं मिलता। उरी में हमला किया, पुलवामा में किया, पहलगांव में किया, एक बार सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक की, दूसरी बार एयर स्ट्राइक की और तीसरी बार ऑपरेशन सिंदूर कर कर पाकिस्तान के घर में घुस कर सका। मोदी जी ने इस देश से आतंकवाद को मुंह तोड़ जवाब देने की परंपरा खड़ी की है। यहां फुलवारी शरीफ में भी पीएफआई वाले पहुंच गए थे। कांग्रेस की सरकारों के समय में पीएफआई बना, कोई बैन नहीं लगाता था। मोदी जी ने एक ही रात में पीएफआई पर बैन लगाकर 100 से अधिक स्थानों पर रेड कर कर पीएफआई की पूरी जमात को जेल की सलाखों के पीछे पहुंचा दिया। भाइयों बहनों, अगर आपने गलती की और ये लालू एंड कंपनी की सरकार लाए तो पीएफआई वालों को जेल में रखेंगे क्या वो? अरे जोर से तो बोलो, रखेंगे? रखेंगे क्या? पीएफआई वाले जेल में रहने चाहिए या नहीं रहने चाहिए? भैया दाहिनी ओर वाले बोलो जरा, पीएफआई वाले जेल में रहने चाहिए या नहीं रहने चाहिए? भाइयों बहनों, मैं वादा कर कर जाता हूं, भारतीय जनता पार्टी का एक भी सांसद है तब तक एक भी पीएफआई वालों को जेल की सलाखों के बाहर नहीं आने। भाइयों बहनों, मोदी जी ने देश को सुरक्षित तो किया ही, अभी अभी जीएसटी में 395 चीजों पर टैक्स 28% और 18% से कम कर कर 0% और 5% किया है। हमारे देश की इकोनॉमी को 11वें नंबर से, हमारे अर्थतंत्र को 4थे नंबर पर मोदी जी लाए हैं, 4थे नंबर पर लाए। अरे दरभंगा वालों, क्या खुश हो जाते हो भाई? 4था नंबर ठीक नहीं है। 2027 में हम संसार का 3रे नंबर का अर्थतंत्र बन जाएंगे, 3रे। और भाइयों बहनों, मैं दरभंगा में मोदी जी ने जो किया है उसकी बात करता हूं। 216 करोड़ से सोमन बाईपास बनाया, भारतमाला परियोजना में आमस दरभंगा एक्सप्रेसवे बनाया, पूर्णिया पटना एक्सप्रेसवे बनाया, लोहटा से टाटरा होते हुए कमला तटबंध बनाया, कमला नदी पर ब्रिज बनाया, कमला नदी पर नया पुल बनकर आजादी के बाद पहली बार कमला नदी रोड के पार जाएगी। 335 करोड़ से दरभंगा का रेलवे स्टेशन दरभंगा की संस्कृति के अनुरूप बन रहा है। 253 करोड़ से बाईपास रेल लाइन बनाई और जोर से ताली बजाना दरभंगा वालों, दरभंगा में मेट्रो भी आने वाली है, मेट्रो भी आने वाली है। दरभंगा से लखनऊ अमृत भारत ट्रेन बनाई और अब सीतामढ़ी से अयोध्या भी हमारी अमृत भारत ट्रेन जाने वाली है। दरभंगा एयरपोर्ट हमने बनाया, 200 बेड की क्षमता वाला स्पेशलाइज कैंसर अस्पताल बनाया और एक गोपाल जी गड्ढे में बैठ गए थे। एम्स नहीं बनना था, एक गड्ढे में बैठकर अनशन दिया और दरभंगा का एम्स बनने की शुरुआत भी हो गई। किसी को यहां से पटने जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, दिल्ली जाने की जरूरत नहीं है। कोई भी बीमारी आए, कोई भी बीमारी आए, दरभंगा एम्स में इसका इलाज हो जाएगा भाई। अब बहुत सारे लोग, हमारी जीविका दीदी कहते हैं इलाज कैसे कराए, रुपया लगेगा। अरे कोई रुपया नहीं लगेगा, 5 लाख तक का इलाज नरेंद्र मोदी फ्री करने वाले। इस देश में 60 करोड़ गरीबों के लिए 5 लाख तक का पूरा इलाज मुफ्त में करने का काम नरेंद्र मोदी ने किया। हर गरीब को घर देने का काम नरेंद्र मोदी ने किया है। और भाइयों बहनों, मैं आपको आंकड़ा देने आया हूं, सिर्फ बिहार में 8 करोड़ 52 लाख गरीबों को 5 किलो अनाज मुफ्त मिलता है। 87 लाख किसानों को हर साल 6,000 रुपया मिलता है। बिहार में 44 लाख घर बन चुके और 30 लाख मोदी जी ने अप्रूव कर दिए हैं। 1 करोड़ 17 लाख माताओं को गैस का कनेक्शन दिया। आयुष्मान भारत योजना 3 करोड़ 53 लाख लोगों को 5 लाख तक का इलाज मुफ्त किया। जल जीवन मिशन से 1 करोड़ 60 लाख घरों में पीने का पानी पहुंचा। और जोर से ताली बजाना भाई, मखाना बोर्ड की स्थापना भी नरेंद्र मोदी ने कर दी।
Breaking news coming in from Ambala. The Indian President Draupadi Murmu is posing with Flight Lieutenant Shivangi Singh. Remember, Shivangi Singh is India's first and only female pilot to fly the Rafale fighter jet. Hailing from Varanasi, she's a member of the Indian Air Force's Golden Arrow Squadron based in Ambala, and she is the flight lieutenant that Pakistan Shiv was referring to during Operation Sindoor, that they had claimed that they had captured. What a statement being made there, Shiv.
Incredible picture that we're breaking first and exclusive here on NDTV. This is President Draupadi Murmu this morning posing with squadron leader Shivangi Singh, that the entire Pakistan media, sections of the Western media including Al Jazeera and others had claimed had been captured after her aircraft was shot down during Operation Sindoor. And here you have a picture, no bells and whistles, just a wonderful picture of President Murmu with a smiling squadron leader Shivangi Singh at the Ambala Air Force Station. Squadron leader Shivangi Singh performed perfectly successfully during Operation Sindoor. Nobody needed proof of that. The Air Force has not even announced the presence of squadron leader Shivangi Singh. I happened to see this picture that was put out just now by the Rashtrapati Bhavan, and it is the most incredible, subtle message to Pakistan that their propaganda has been busted once again. They went to town not only through their IT cell or their social media armies or their trolls or propagandists, but mainstream media in Pakistan and mainstream media in the Middle East, including organizations like Al Jazeera and Al Arabiya and others, had actually put out credible sounding news reports suggesting that a woman fighter pilot of the Indian Air Force flying a Rafale, and Shivangi is the only one flying Rafales right now, had been not only shot down but had been captured and taken prisoner by the Pakistan establishment, inside Pakistan. Here you have Squadron Leader Shivangi Singh not only out in the open but posing with the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces at the Ambala Air Force Station moments before the latter's Rafale flight this morning. You cannot get a bigger fact check than this. You cannot get a bigger, busting of propaganda than this. And might I say that this is not accompanied by any statement. There is no caption that has been released by the Rashtrapati Bhavan or the Indian Air Force saying, "Dekho, this is Squadron Leader Shivangi Singh. This is me." We have seen this picture. NDTV got these pictures from the Rashtrapati Bhavan. We recognize Squadron Leader Shivangi Singh, who recently became one of the country's first qualified flying instructors as a woman fighter pilot. And there she is standing with the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. It doesn't get bigger than this. As far as propaganda busting is concerned, remember the Indian Air Force has not bothered to engage with the ludicrous lies, including the supposed capture of Squadron Leader Shivangi Singh during Operation Sindoor that was propagated across Pakistan media. They made many such claims. They talked about bombing Amritsar. They talked about destroying the S-400 in Pathankot and in Adampur. They talked about 7 Rafales being shot down. You saw all the Rafales today at the Ambala Air Base. They talked about capturing Squadron Leader Shivangi Singh. But one by one, without directly engaging with Pakistan, without getting into without wrestling in the mud with a pig, as it were, proverbially speaking, the Indian Air Force has taken its own time, at its own time and place of its choosing. It has busted every single piece of ridiculous propaganda coming in from Pakistan, and this is the very latest. And it truly gladdens the heart to see how Squadron Leader Shivangi Singh is standing right there with President Murmu.
Shiv, this is a subtle message, but yet the strongest slap on the face of Pakistani propagandists, really, and misinformation that was on during Operation Sindoor. So subtle. Look at those smiling faces. Nothing really said beyond that, but so much said without really words being added to that caption. A strong message. And like you said, there's so much that India has refrained from saying, the Indian government, during Operation Sindoor and after, on the propaganda and the misinformation. But great, selection of time, place, and choosing really to put this message out.
You've said it so beautifully, Vedika. Whenever we've gone to the Air Force, as journalists, it's our job to, take propaganda to the Air Force and say, how do you respond to it? And the Air Force, I have to say, I commend them completely, because after Operation Sindoor, they've basically said, well, NDTV knows the truth, because it was NDTV that put out first for the entire world to see those incredible satellite images of the kind of destruction that the Indian Air Force had wrought across Pakistan, at Pakistan Air Force bases, across that country. So the Indian Air Force said, the world knows what we've done in Pakistan. The world knows, who came crawling to the ceasefire table. The world knows why India does not need to bust propaganda from Pakistan, because everything is visible in, at least 36 separate high-resolution satellite images that India has made public. These are not even Indian satellites. These are international satellites that captured it. The Squadron Leader Shivangi Singh, and I'll tell you a little story here, Vedika.
Yes, please.
When the story of Squadron Leader Shivangi Singh being captured happened, I was actually in, near the line of control in Uri sector at that time. And I actually happened to speak to Squadron Leader Shivangi Singh to make sure where she is. I got that done through the Air Force. And I had put out a tweet at that time which went globally viral, because it was the first sort of fact check of where she is. But the way propaganda works is, why will anyone believe a journalist even though they belong to NDTV? But here you've got Squadron Leader Shivangi Singh standing in front of the entire world. You can't doctor these images. She's smiling there. She's in her flight suit. She's got all her Rafale livery on her. She's probably just flown in her own Rafale a few hours before that. I love these pictures. This is incredible. This is India doing it right. You're absolutely right, Vedika, when you said it is subtle and still such a slap.
Shiv, before I go to Aditya, who's just joined us, tell us more about squadron leader Shivangi Singh. A lot of people don't know a lot about her, India's first and only female pilot to fly the Rafale fighter jet. Tell us more about her.
Well, squadron leader Shivangi Singh hails from Varanasi. She is the first woman Rafale fighter pilot in the Indian Air Force. She is one of a handful of women fighter pilots. And, I hope in a few years from now, we no longer need to call them women fighter pilots, just fighter pilots, because that number will be large enough, for them to be comparable with male fighter pilots. But right now, it is appropriate to say women fighter pilots because there are only about, 20 to 25 women fighter pilots at this time in the Indian Air Force compared to a much larger number of male pilots. But squadron leader Shivangi Singh is incredible. First one to get into the Rafale squadron. She's part of the Golden Arrow squadron that today flew President Murmu. But apart from that, she's also a qualified flying instructor, Vedika. So not just a fighter pilot, but at the young age that she's in her 20s and she's a squadron leader. Her next rank will be wing commander. She's already a qualified flying instructor, which means she's reached a next level of advancement as far as flying. She's demonstrated incredible acumen, as a young fighter pilot. She's got the tiger in her, as the Air Force likes to say. And she's been designated as a qualified flying instructor, which means she knows enough now to not just fly capably in a fighter plane, but train others. She can train younger pilots. She's just in her 20s, and she's already able to train younger pilots and newer generations of people, including men and women, who will be coming into the Air Force. So
yes.
She comes from a small town, humble beginnings, family in Banaras. And I can imagine what they must be feeling looking at these pictures of their daughter, smiling, standing next to the president at this time. It's been an incredible month for Shivangi.
Shiv, do stay with me. Aditya Rajkol also with me. Aditya, while Operation Sindoor was on, there was a parallel propaganda warfare that had also been started by Pakistan, and that lady on our screens was one of the issues really that they had taken, on social media, made it viral. But this has been a deliberately delayed response, and what a befitting one to those people across the border.
Well, that's right, Vedika. Shiv and I have covered Operation Sindoor very, very closely. And just at that time when the Pakistani propagandist had this psychological warfare that Shivangi Singh had gone missing or captured, Pakistani, Air Force and the Pakistani military was forced to do a press conference and say that, no, we do not have any Indian pilot. Not just that. In fact, the first international media outlet that came out with this story was Al Jazeera. And Al Jazeera openly said her name, details, etc., but could not verify it, could not even apologize that they had run a very wrong, detrimental story against India in this ongoing war between India and Pakistan. So on your screens right now is the biggest fact check internationally just weeks after Operation Sindoor. India's President Draupadi Murmu, in fact, posing with squadron leader Shivangi Singh. What a sight this is at Ambala in Haryana, immediately after she took the sortie in the Rafale. And now, with Shivangi Singh, in fact, I think this is an incredible moment really also for the woman, empowerment that we only talk about. There's a lot of discussion about women empowerment, but India does not only talk, but India makes it happen. We have a president of India that is out there, in fact, with the Air Force. In fact, I should tell you that she's the only president in the history of India to do 2 sorties. That is a very significant achievement, really. And at the same time, posing with Shivangi Singh, a beautiful sight out there. And as Shiv was pointing out, this will become normal. Not just for Indian politics, but for the Indian Air Force, that more women would be represented at the top level in the front lines, not just with Operation Sindoor, but beyond Operation Sindoor, safeguarding India politically, but also militarily. So an incredible moment out there where Shivangi Singh is posing with the President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, in Ambala, Haryana. This is a great messaging also against Pakistan's propaganda, fake news, and the lies that they have spread. And certainly they will have no answers today, because there were a lot of commentators, even well-known journalists in Pakistan, asking India for proof of squadron leader Shivangi Singh. And these pictures really put out there the reality up front. And this is the kind of propaganda that they did with Indian Air Force as well. The kind of propaganda about the Indian jets being down. The reality is that there are more than a dozen Pakistani jets that were down, that were destroyed in the destruction that India did in the response to Pakistani terrorism. So incredible visuals on the screens of NDTV, first all across media, all across the world, of Squadron Leader Shivangi Singh with the President of India posing in front of the Rafale immediately after the President of India did that sortie. What a sight, really.
Absolutely. And we have some guests also joining us on the phone line. We have Lieutenant General KJS Dhillon on the phone line with us. So thank you for joining me here on Breaking Ground. They say a picture speaks 1,000 words. In this case, the message also being as loud as this image, sir. Without any caption to this image, India has said all it wanted to. The IAF has said all it wanted to.
Good afternoon, ma'am, and good afternoon to all your viewers. See, we are a serious nation, we are a responsible nation, and we are a very professional defense forces. We do not make false claims, we do not make claims in the air. Pakistani Prime Minister has said 5 jets first, then he said 6 jets, then ultimately in the United Nations he goes on to say 7 jets. And without any proof, without any image, without any, you can say, a shred of an evidence. So we don't go around telling the world that yes, no, Shivangi Singh is alive, Shivangi Singh is here. She is a very professional officer and we deal with these things in a professional manner. Today when the Supreme Commander was at the base, this woman officer posed with her, the picture is on the screen, and this is how we shed the lies of the Pakistanis. Pakistanis will never prove anything, they will only keep telling lies. Even 93,000 surrenders in Bangladesh, they also claim that 71 bhi hum lie jeet gaye. Unki textbooks are full of lies. So we don't have to prove anything to anyone. Our professionalism, our responsibility speaks for itself. And this picture is just another visual for the world to know where the truth lies and who are the liars.
General Dhillon, you're absolutely right, and I completely agree with you that this is business as usual, sir, for the Indian Air Force. They are not trying to fact-check Pakistan. They're not trying to, bust any propaganda. This is, daily life for the Indian Air Force. The photo has also come. It just so happens to bust how Pakistan has been frothing in the mouth and claiming to have captured young squadron leader Shivangi Singh. But here in the Indian military, it's business as usual, sir. We don't care about what they are saying.
Absolutely. See, professional defense forces never get into this rut of trying to prove things. We do it on the ground. As they say in the cricket, my bat will do the talking, my ball will do the talking. Similarly, Indian defense forces, their actions will do the talking. The Lever Air Bases, Noor Khan Air Base, that Balari Air Base, Jacobabad Air Base, the Sargodha Air Base, that damage there is doing the talking. The 12 to 13 jets down, that is doing the talking. We don't have to say anything. We prove the image, we produce the satellite imagery, as the Air Chief also showed it in the press conference the other day. We are very clear. We don't have to prove anything without a proof. We will show it with a proof, or we will show it with the explosion on the target, which we did. And that is how, and the Pakistani civilians uploaded the videos of Jacobabad and all those air bases burning in flames. The Pakistani civilians posted those videos. We don't have to do anything. You know, the truth will come out always. And this image of this brave officer with the Supreme Commander, I think is an ultimate truth which has shattered so many lies of Pakistan, including the Prime Minister telling in the United Nations that they have downed 7 jets of India. I think lies will never hold ground. Dood ke pair nahi hote, sach hamesha vijayi hota hai.
They've only got words to go by, and it is fascinating how subtly and how with such finesse the Indian Air Force has indirectly busted Pakistan propaganda. It is very, very commendable, General Dhillon, that the Indian Air Force, the Indian military has not engaged directly, has been very professional about it, has simply refused to engage directly with the absolutely farcical claims that have been made by Pakistan. They've tried to go to the world and sell a fantasy story, a fairy tale of what happened despite satellite imagery of all their bases completely destroyed. But I like how the power of this one picture of squadron leader Shivangi Singh is so powerful. If you look at it, General Dillon, from the surface, it's just a normal publicity picture that is issued by the Rashtrapati Bhavan every time something like this happens. But there are so many layers to this picture, even beyond the propaganda, isn't there, General Dillon? Women power, women in uniform, the president flying in a fighter, squadron leader Shivangi Singh, the first qualified flying instructor, woman fighter pilot, first woman Rafale pilot, posing with the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. And all of this is only possible in the Indian military, to which you belonged, General Dillon. Amazing moment.
Absolutely, Shiv, absolutely. See, in this picture, the best thing about this picture is see the proud smile, see the confident smile on the faces of the officer and the Supreme Commander. This picture is telling so many things. The picture is shattering so many lives. And as you said, we don't have to prove anything. The deep water runs still. जिन लोगों में, जिन देशों में, जिन डिफेंस फोर्सेस में गहराई होती है ना, they don't be shallow. They are never shallow. They don't make noise. They run deep and they do their business as usual. And this picture with the officer with the Supreme Commander is an absolute story today of shattering the lies of a country. How can nations lie? That is what Pakistan has mastered, the art of lying and deniability. And I think our defense forces in the most professional manner have shattered each and every lie of theirs. I think this picture is speaking a lot. And most importantly, the confident smile and the confident pose is what is, for the world to see. Proud of
you. Do stay with us. Do stay with us on the phone line. We also have Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni joining us on the phone line. General Kulkarni, this picture speaking 1,000 words, and you don't really need a caption here like Shiv and I have been discussing. It's such a strong message to Pakistan, to their propaganda, to the misinformation that they were trying to spread during Operation Sindoor. And with just one picture, no press conference, no bite on the lady on the screen, we have absolutely demolished their claims once again. All right, General Kulkarni, we've lost the phone line there. Vishnu Som, Senior Managing Editor, also with us. Vishnu, I'm putting that question to you now, if you heard that question.
In fact, this is the second time in the last couple of weeks when we've seen Squadron Leader Shivangi Singh appear in public. She's now a qualified flying instructor. She went through the process to become a qualified flying instructor. And today she was at the Ambala Air Base, where she's been a Rafale pilot. The Pakistanis were doing something absolutely bizarre, claiming that she'd been shot down. There were some absurd remarks or on social media that she'd been captured by the Pakistanis. Be that as it may, the fact of the matter is that she's getting around the business of her career. She was there at Ambala today. I think she would have helped President Murmu be strapped onto the rear seat of the Rafale fighter she was in. A couple of weeks back, there were images of her which NDTV broke of her, receiving the qualification for becoming a flight instructor, which is what she now is. So, it's not the fact of the matter is that she's fine, she's normal. These claims of the Pakistanis are absolute rubbish. But as is so much of what we see from Pakistan on Pakistani Twitter.
Also, Vishnu, if I may ask you this, when this news came out, the false propaganda by Pakistan on capturing the squadron leader, Shivangi Singh, during Operation Sindoor, I'm sure you, Shiv, Aditya, put a lot of questions to the IAF on why they haven't come out with a response which completely dismisses those claims. What did the IAF say then? Because we've had them not speak on a lot of propaganda pushed by the Pakistani side over Operation Sindoor, this also being one of them.
Well, the Indian Air Force, for starters, has never denied any losses have taken place, firstly. Secondly, they said that all of our pilots walked away. In other words, if there were any losses, if there were any aircraft which were taken down, then, there's been no loss of life to Indian personnel. Secondly, there's never been any denial of the fact that there were losses. The exact numbers are unclear. Whether it is loss or losses is unclear. This being the case, the question of anybody, whether it's a man or a woman, being captured by the Pakistanis never arose at all. So this was a ludicrous claim, and the Indian Air Force didn't sort of go beyond the point in trying to respond to these claims, and they still don't do that. She appeared because she was required over there. She's a Rafale pilot, and needed to help the president strap in, etc., etc. And there was a nice photograph with her with the president. Also because the Indian Air Force, more than any of the forces, has championed the role of women in combat roles. A couple of weeks back, she became a flying instructor, so that was clear as well. So these are things which need to be kept in mind. They are not going to be responding to everything the Pakistanis claim.
Do stay with me because I have Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni also joining me on the phone line. Thank you for speaking to us here, sir, on Breaking Ground. General Kulkarni, we have that image which is obviously going viral at this point, and it speaks a lot from the Indian side without any caption, without any message really being sent to Pakistan. Tell us what you think is the reason for the significance really of this image that we're seeing on our screens of President Murmu there with squadron leader Shivangi Shukla.
Picture is worth 1,000 words. Subtle messaging, adequate to tell Pakistan that let's not go beyond a point, and also speaks volumes of the president, speaks volumes of Shalini, who was Shivangi, who was there as instructor with her. I think there can be nothing better than this picture. It's all about being able to convey that women have a right. It's all about messaging also to Pakistan that all that they said was all wrong. And it also speaks volumes of the president being able to fly along with her in a Rafale. So it's altogether a fantastic picture. You had the air chief also fly with a lady officer when the MiGs were being taken off. So that is something of nothing but professionalism to its best.
All right, General Kulkarni.
Professionalism at its best.
Thank you so much for joining me there on the phone line. Well, it's business as usual for the IAF, for the Rashtrapati Bhavan there. They've put out this image, but the subtle message going out is loud and clear, especially to Pakistan. We're going to simply a short break at this point. I'll be back with more after a short break.
Motorola Edge 60 Pro, most stunning true color pro grade camera. Motorola Edge 60 Pro, the true flagship killer.
In Bihar, bahut politics hai. The year's election super final. Can Jai Viru storm the palace? Or will Bihar double engine defend? Fierce fight, electric election. Biggest team, biggest coverage. Battleground Bihar on NDTV 24/7.
The most coveted invitation in the Indian corporate golf calendar, where top corporates go head-to-head with the finest professional golfers. An exclusive circuit across multiple cities, aspirational, unforgettable. NDTV Golf Pro-Am, India's #1 golf Pro-Am is here. The course of champions, the conversation of leaders. NDTV Golf Pro-Am, coming soon, stay tuned.
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind, I pause, I reflect, I dig until what's buried stands up to be counted. Breaking ground, not just headlines, the meaning behind them. This is Breaking Ground with me, Vedika Sood.
What does the youth of Bihar want in this election? I will dissect and explain.
When it comes to elections, I crunch numbers and tell you what others miss.
Bihar elections, the what, why and how.
I read Bihar politics like no one else.
For over 4 decades now, I have had a ringside view of some of India's biggest elections. This time, I will bring to you the twists and turns of Bihar elections.
Understand the real election dynamics in Bihar. With me on Bihar Battleground.
The ultimate battle for Bihar. NDTV unites the biggest voices, unmissable debates and data discourse. Battleground Bihar on NDTV 24/7. The front lines of Kargil. The fury of Operation Sindoor.
So many attacks.
The chaos and cries of disaster zones. To fighter jet cockpits. And the world's most defining interviews.
It's incredible.
He has seen history break. Live, unfiltered. 20,000
And it's Rahul Gandhi and Tejasvi Yadav's first joint rally kick-starting the campaign in Bihar. Let's cut across.
आप देखिए, नीतीश जी, तेजस्वी जी ने कहा, नीतीश जी का चेहरा का प्रयोग हो रहा है। रिमोट कंट्रोल बीजेपी के हाथ में है। आप ये मत सोचिए कि अति पिछड़ों की आवाज उधर सुनाई देती है। 3-4 लोग कंट्रोल करते हैं, बीजेपी कंट्रोल करती है, उनके हाथ में रिमोट कंट्रोलर है और उनको सामाजिक न्याय से कोई लेना देना नहीं। मैंने प्रधानमंत्री के सामने कहा लोकसभा में कि जाति जनगणना आप करवाइए, एक शब्द नहीं बोले। आप जहां भी देखो, शिक्षा के सिस्टम में देखो, स्वास्थ्य के सिस्टम में देखो, ब्यूरोक्रेसी में देखो, जजेस की लिस्ट निकाल के देखो, नरेंद्र मोदी जी बीजेपी सामाजिक न्याय के खिलाफ है, वो नहीं चाहते। और मैंने उनसे कहा कि देखिए, जाति जनगणना होने वाला है, चाहे आपको अच्छा लगे नहीं लगा, जाति जनगणना होगा, सबको पता लगेगा किसकी कितनी आबादी है। यहाँ पे स्टूडेंट्स पढ़ाई करते हैं, मेहनत करते हैं, लाखों रुपए लगाते हैं, ट्यूशन होता है, प्राइवेट कॉलेजेस यूनिवर्सिटीज हैं, बिना पैसे यहाँ पे शिक्षा नहीं मिल सकती। मगर जितनी भी पढ़ाई वो कर लें, अंत में पेपर लीक होता है, होता नहीं होता है। अंत में चुने हुए लोगों को एग्जाम से 1-2 दिन पहले एग्जाम का पेपर मिल जाता है। आप किसी भी स्टेट में पूछ लीजिए, बिहार के शिक्षा के सिस्टम के बारे में पूछ लीजिए, वो आपको बताएंगे बिहार में तो पेपर लीक होता है, बिहार में सही शिक्षा नहीं मिल सकती, बिहार में अस्पताल नहीं मिल सकता। चाहिए ऑल इंडिया मेडिकल इंस्टीट्यूट के नीचे एक फ्लाईओवर है, के पास में फ्लाईओवर है, उसके नीचे जाइए, वहां पे आपको बिहार के लोग दिख जाएंगे। रात में ठंड में वहां पे वो सोते हैं। मैं गया, मैंने पूछा यहाँ क्यों हो, कहते बिहार में इलाज नहीं हो सकता। अगर बिहार में इलाज करवाना है तो नहीं हो सकता, दिल्ली में होगा, कर्नाटक में होगा, तेलंगाना में होगा, बिहार में नहीं हो सकता। ये हम बदलना चाहते हैं। हम चाहते हैं कि बिहार का युवा, जैसे आपने देखा होगा आपकी शर्ट के पीछे, फोन के पीछे क्या लिखा है बताओ? मेड इन चाइना। सही? नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने हिंदुस्तान के जो छोटे बिजनेस वाले हैं, छोटे उद्योग हैं, उन सबको खत्म कर दिया, नोटबंदी और जीएसटी लागू करके। जहां भी आप देखो मेड इन चाइना। हमारा कहना है कि मेड इन चाइना नहीं, मेड इन बिहार होना चाहिए उस फोन के पीछे। फोन के पीछे मेड इन चाइना नहीं, मेड इन बिहार। और फोन कहां बने? बिहार में। शर्ट, पैंट, फोन, कैमरा, सारे के सारे मेड इन बिहार। और बिहार के युवाओं को उन फैक्ट्रियों में रोजगार मिले, ऐसा बिहार हम चाहते हैं। आपकी हिस्ट्री है। सबसे बेहतर शिक्षा, सबसे बेहतर, दुनिया में सबसे बेहतर शिक्षा नालंदा यूनिवर्सिटी बिहार में मिलती थी। बिहार में टूरिज्म का अनलिमिटेड पोटेंशियल है। पूरी दुनिया से लोग बिहार में टूरिज्म के लिए आ सकते हैं, मगर नहीं, ना टूरिज्म को बढ़ा दिया जाएगा, ना किसानों की मदद की जाएगी, ना मजदूरों को प्रोटेक्शन दिया जाएगा। सिर्फ 5-10।
All right, that's the first rally, joint rally between Rahul Gandhi and Tejasvi Yadav, the two big faces of the Mahagathbandhan that will be taking on the NDA in the state of Bihar in about 8 days from now. Rahul Gandhi there in Muzaffarpur with Tejasvi Yadav on stage. This comes a day after you've had the BJP questioning the Mahagathbandhan alliance and asking where is the Congress leader Rahul Gandhi? Why wasn't he sharing the stage with Tejasvi Yadav when the manifesto was released? Rahul Gandhi tearing in to the NDA here and asking them some questions as well, and also questioning the corruption that he's alleging in the educational system in the state of Bihar. He's also alleged here that the BJP has the remote to the Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar. Slip into short break. News and updates on the other side.
Motorola Edge 60 Pro, most stunning true color pro grade camera. Motorola Edge 60 Pro, the true flagship killer.
OpenAI's big move, ChatGPT, go to be free in India.
Pulling us into this country.
They argue, I conclude. They deflect, I drill down. This isn't a free-for-all. It's a reckoning. No filler, no fog. Only the facts and where they lead. Every night at 9, the case closes because the buck stops here.
The battle for Bihar is on. Bihar on a turning pitch, or captain stays the same.
The best app to use is the NDTV app.
दुनिया भर में जब भी भारतीय मीडिया की चर्चा होती है तो एनडीटीवी सबसे पहले जिक्र में आता है।
मैं आपका बात से सहमत हूं, उल्टे हम भी जब विदेश जाते हैं, the best app to use is the NDTV app.
मजे को दुगुना करना है, मजे को 3 गुना करना है। गाजी, रोहन, दोबारा से।
When it comes to elections, I am a journalist, analyst, commentator, and an advisor.
My point of view is not for the faint-hearted.
Nothing escapes my eyes. Not the leaders, not their agendas, not even the real game of elections.
हम सबको खबर देते हैं, हम सबकी खबर लेते हैं, चुनावों की भी, दावों की भी। बिहार की सोच, बिहार का फैसला।
पत्रकारिता का जो पहलू दिखता नहीं, वो हम दिखाते हैं।
इलेक्शंस की सारी खबरें मेरे साथ।
Watch me cover the Bihar battleground on NDTV 24/7.
We unveil NDTV Golf Pro-Am, India's #1 Golf Pro-Am, the course of champions, the conversation of leaders.
What a stellar lineup we have here on the stage of the NDTV World Summit to announce the launch of the NDTV Pro-Am. Arguably India's greatest cricketer, one of India's most distinguished bureaucrats, a top international golfer and also a top Indian pro at the moment. One administrator who's doing more to lift the profile of Indian golf than anyone has in the recent years.
All the top champions, the Tiger Woods, will all come from India in future.
It's great to be here. Golf is growing across the globe and here in India as well.
Whereas now the opportunities are increasing a lot.
Thank you very much. You're starting golf. We want to thank you.
That's very sweet of you. Thank you.
I think that's very, very important.
What does the youth of Bihar want in this election? I will dissect and explain.
When it comes to elections, I crunch numbers and tell you what others miss.
Bihar elections, the what, why and how. I read Bihar politics like no one else.
For over 4 decades now, I have had a ringside view of some of India's biggest elections. This time, I will bring to you the twists and turns of Bihar elections.
Understand the real election dynamics in Bihar. With me on Bihar battleground.
The
Hello and a warm welcome to the Southern View that brings news from all across South India. I'm Sam Daniel from Chennai. I'll be joined by my colleagues Uma Sudhir from Telangana, Ashish from Andhra Pradesh and Ritu from Karnataka. Let's begin with news from Tamil Nadu. In what's being called as yet another cash for jobs scam, the Enforcement Directorate, sources say, has urged the Tamil Nadu DGP to file a case or to file an FIR in the appointment of around 2,500 officers and staff in the Municipal Administration Department in Tamil Nadu. The allegation is that these jobs have been given to at least 150 people of the 2,500, collecting bribe ranging from 25 to 35 lakh rupees. This evidence the Enforcement Directorate stumbled upon when it was inquiring another case unrelated to this, and now the Enforcement Directorate has asked the Tamil Nadu Police to find out how the examination system was manipulated, who all were in the know and network, the role of Anna University, which allegedly had conducted the examination, and to find out the politicians and officials involved in this network. The ruling DMK has called it a false narrative set by the Enforcement Directorate, saying that the ED is being used by the central government, the BJP at the center, to target the opposition ruled states across India. But the BJP has called it to be yet another huge scam and has called for a thorough probe. The AIADMK has pointed out that already DMK Senthil Balaji is facing allegations of yet another cash for jobs scam during his tenure as minister when Jayalalitha was the chief minister, when Senthil Balaji used to be with the AIADMK. And this is what the opposition, AIADMK and BJP, had to say.
Senthil Balaji is hanging on the thread with just the judgment is pending for the same cash for jobs scam which is there. And there is one more person in the local administration. Looks like the entire net of politicians of DMK, staffs of the government and many are involved. And ED had sent a letter to the DGP asking him to file an FIR so that they can proceed with the investigation. Clearly shows how corruption is deep-rooted in this DMK, wherein the corruption money flows to the top or maybe till to the Chief Minister of the state, M.K. Stalin.
This is shocking but not surprising because the cash for job scam is not new to this DMK government, not new to this secretary also. The same Mr. Karthikeyan, now the Mass Secretary, he was accused by the DMK when he was in CMD also. And in April 2025 also, the same thing has happened. We have definitely alerted, the ED has alerted that the municipal administration minister as they have leveled charges that huge money has been diverted through their bank accounts, that is the contracts, transfers and also jobs in MAWS, that is the Municipal Administration Water Supply Department, when his brother's office was raided in April. So this is not new, and I think the government is keeping quiet, keeping calm in this issue. Very clearly says that 35 lakhs per job has been taken, has been given by the aspirants, and they have joined duty. The thing is that they have joined duty, and the government is going on like this.
Allegation, you yourself said, it's an allegation. Anyone can allege anything. What is the proof? What is the document? What is the local standard the ED has? ED's job is to probe money laundering after the FIR is registered. Is it constitutionally valid for the ED to ask another institution to file an FIR? That is mere politics, and we know the credibility of the ED as such. Right? Out of the cases filed by the ED, the charge sheets have been filed, or rather, only they could get conviction for only 0.01% of the cases. And if out of the 5,000 cases, for only 10% of the cases, even the charge sheet has been filed. So that is the credibility of the ED. If someone is with BJ, if someone is with opposition to state, then ED will, in the name of investigation, arrest them and keep them in prison. And then if again, the moment they join the ruling party, they have gone scot-free.
The TVK had its administrative committee meeting with 28 members in what's being called as the revamped administrative committee. This is the first major meeting TVK Chief Actor Vijay held after the Karur tragedy that killed 41 people. Importantly, the meet discussed the resumption of TVK Chief Actor Vijay's statewide tour, which got suspended over the last 1 month after the terrible tragedy. We understand the meeting would resume in a new format now. Secondly, the party is also convening its General Council very soon, and this is what TVK's General Secretary Adhav Arjun had to say. So Arun Raj, who was addressing the press here, and
முதல் ஆலோசனை கூட்டம் எப்படி போயிருக்கு? சில முக்கிய நிர்வாகிகள் இல்லைன்ற விமர்சனம் இருக்கு. அதை எப்படி பார்க்குறீங்க?
இல்லை, அதாவது தலைவர் அவர்கள் வந்து இந்த குறிப்பிட்ட நோக்கத்திற்காக இந்த குழு அமைக்கப்பட்டது. அதற்காக வந்து அனைவரும் வந்திருந்தாங்க. இது சிறப்பாக.
When will the General Council be held, sir?
This official announcement will come in 1 or 2 days.
Is the TVK going to resume the statewide tour of Mr. Vijay from now on?
Yeah, we are waiting for this SOP, which is pending before the Madras High Court. Once this state government gives a proposal for this SOP, then we will be resuming it.
Will it be in a new format now? Will it be in a new format?
கட்சி சார்பில் வந்து அடுத்து எந்த மாதிரி வந்து மக்கள் சந்திப்பு நீங்கள் கரூரில் பார்த்துருப்பீங்க, ஒரு அசம்பாவிதம் நடந்தது. அதை வந்து எந்த விதத்தில் வந்து சிறப்பாக வந்து பொதுமக்களுக்கும் மற்றவங்களுக்கும் இடையூறு இல்லாத வகையில் பண்ணணுங்கிறது நாங்கள் ஆலோசனை நடத்திக்கிட்டு தான் இருக்கோம். இந்த SOP வந்ததுக்கப்புறம் நாங்கள் வந்து கண்டிப்பாக
meetings be in a new format? Will the meetings be in a new format?
இல்ல வந்து ஒருங்கிணைந்த ஒரு மாவட்டங்களை ஒருங்கிணைச்சு அந்த கூட்டங்கள் நடத்துறதுக்கான அந்த திட்டம் ஏற்பாடு பண்ணிருக்காங்களா? இதற்கு முன்பாக நடத்தப்பட்ட மாதிரி இந்த இரண்டு மாவட்டங்களை ஒன்றாவா இல்ல ஒருங்கிணைந்த மாவட்டங்களா?
இல்ல அது நாங்க டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். கண்டிப்பா நாங்க ஆபீஷியலா நான் சொல்லுவோம்.
So will the meeting be in a new format now? The
meeting is recognized பார்ட்டிக்கு, registered and recognized பார்ட்டிக்கு தான் இருக்குன்னு சொல்லிருக்காங்க. கண்டிப்பா எங்களை இன்வைட் பண்ணா நாங்க கண்டிப்பா போய் எங்க கருத்துக்களை நாங்க சொல்லுவோம்.
என்ன டிவிக்கு சான்ஸ் என்ன சார்?
That was Mr. Arun Raj, TVK's General Secretary for Policy, talking to us, saying that TVK Chief Vijay would soon resume the public meetings, the statewide tour he had launched earlier, which got suspended after the recent rampage. Well, that's the news from Tamil Nadu. We'll go across to my colleague Ritu for all the developments from Karnataka.
Thank you, Sam. Here in the Karnataka, amid the speculation of this change in the CM face, you see there's a big statement that's been made by the BJP former minister Sriram Maru, who in fact has come out to state that the Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, on the name of dinner, which was in fact held at CM's residence just a couple of weeks back, has in fact collected allegedly 300 crore to fund the Bihar polls. Now, what again he also goes on to add further is that that's also for the Karnataka CM to save his chair. Now that's a big statement that's coming from the former BJP minister. We've been seeing how that the CM has also been reacting to these speculations, where he's made it very clear categorically, in fact stating that there would not be any sort of a change in the CM face. Now whatever the High Command says, the party will abide by it, but all that needs to be seen, because this is a big statement that's come in by the former BJP minister. Now interestingly, he's also the same leader who was earlier back before 2019 was in the Congress party itself. Now that's the reason this particular statement from the former BJP minister is gaining an attraction. But listening to what exactly he had said.
ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಹತ್ರ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಅವರು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಹತ್ರ ಬೇಡಿಕೆ ಇಟ್ಟಾರಂದ್ರೆಗಿನ ಅವಧಿ ಅಂತೂ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು 2 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಮುಗಿದೋಗಿದೆ. ಇನ್ನು ನವೆಂಬರ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ 2.5 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಆಗಬಹುದು. ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಹತ್ರ ಈ ಬಿಹಾರ್ ಚುನಾವಣೆ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಚಿವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಔತಣಕೂಟಕ್ಕೆ ಕರೆದು ಊಟಕ್ಕೆ ಕರೆದು 300 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. 300 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ವಸೂಲಾತಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯನವರು ಇವತ್ತು ಅವರದಂತೂ ಯಾವುದೇ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇವತ್ತು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದಿಂದ 300 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಕಾಮಧೇನು ಕಲ್ಪವೃಕ್ಷ ತರ ಇವತ್ತು ಆ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯರು ನಿಂತಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
Well, you see, this is a big breaking that we are getting right now from the Karnataka itself, where you have the Ahinda group now coming out and launching this special campaign in support of the Karnataka CM Siddaramaiah. So yes, the CM change row continues here in the state. Now, why this particular moment is really gaining an attraction is also because Ahinda here in the state becomes very important. Now, this is the group that consists of basically the Dalit voters, you have the backward class voters as well, significantly, and now that's the reason you see this is a clear indication or a message that the Ahinda voters are trying to give to the Congress High Command as well, because they want the Karnataka CM Siddaramaiah to complete full of 5 years. Now that's what has been really a demand from the Ahinda group, but needs to be seen, because now they are urging the High Command to die down this whole of the confusion and the speculations that are around about the change in the CM face. Now needs to be seen whether that the High Command will now at least take it seriously, because these are the voters basically who are coming out, the groups are coming out and giving this message to the High Command. Well, next up is the new controversy that has erupted here in the Karnataka. Now, the pet project of the Deputy CM DK Shivakumar has hit the major hurdle. Now, the Tunnel Road project, in fact, is been in the news for quite a long time now. Now, there's a fresh debate that's coming with that. The Deputy CM DK Shivakumar stating that the private bus services cannot be allowed on the roads. Now, there's also a social obligation that the people have it, because none of them would want to really get married to a person who do not own a car in the city. Now, that's the kind of interesting statement that's coming from the Deputy CM DK Shivakumar. But you have the BJP MP Tejasvi Surya, who's taking this whole matter very seriously, asking the Deputy CM to in fact turn down the whole of the Tunnel Road project, because this is not going to bring in any sort of a solution to the city when we talk about the Bengaluru's decongesting of the traffic. Now, interestingly, you have the the MP Tejasvi Surya saying that he was really not aware what is that the Deputy CM is trying to really tell, whether he considers the social obligation. Now, listening to what Deputy CM DK Shivakumar as well as the BJP MP Tejasvi Surya are with the headloggers. Here are the statements of them.
I had a very cordial, a very meaningful meeting with the Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivakumar regarding ideas and proposals to decongest Bengaluru and provide sustainable transport solutions. We have discussed in detail how public transport and increasing the public transport footprint in Bengaluru is the only way, sustainable way, for effective commute and mobility in the city.
ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್ಸ್ನ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ನಗರದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಅಲೋ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಣ್ಣ ಸಣ್ಣ ಬಸ್ಗಳು ಓಡಾಡಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಗಳೇ ಈಗ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಬಸ್ಗಳು ಅಲೋ ಮಾಡೋದು ಏನು ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರು ಏನೋ ಕೆಲವು ಒಂದು ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ರು ಪವರ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್, ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ.
Well, all this is fine. There's a huge politics that we are seeing regarding the tunnel road, project. Basically, on the other side, you see, there's a major topic that we are discussing is also about whether that the private buses services needs to be allowed here in the city. Will that really bring in a solution? Politics is there, that's fine, but really what matters is the voice of the citizens. Yes, in fact, today, earlier in the day, I did hit the ground to bring you this ground report and understand what that the really citizens have to say about it. Watch this interesting report. IT City Bengaluru, as it tries to spread the wings and also grow further, it's also famous for the traffic issues. In fact, we are right now, the NDTV has hit the ground to bring you this ground reality of how the traffic jams really looks like across the city, especially in the areas where there are many tech companies that are located. We are right now on the outer ring road that takes you from Hebbal to the Silk Road, and you can see the traffic jam over here. More of the four-wheelers on the roads. You have two-wheelers also on the roads. Now, that's the kind of traffic jam that the city really battles with. Now, what's really quite interesting for us to understand is that accordingly, there is almost around 1.4 crore of the population. For that, you have 1.2 crore registered vehicles. Now, all that we try and understand is that we do see there's a huge debate right now that has really started in the state between the opposition, that's the BJP in the state, and also the prominent voices who are really urging the state government and to allow the private bus services in the city to reduce the traffic jam. Now, what's really interesting for us to try and understand over here as we hit the ground zero is you see most of these four-wheeler vehicles that we can really see has only one person driving, while this particular vehicle can actually have 4 to 5 members in it. Now, that's also one of the reasons why it also leads to the traffic jam is what has been said as well. What is important for us to try and understand is what's the sentiment on the ground? What really public needs? Do they really need more BMTC buses? Are they fine with the private bus services as well? Are they very comfortable with the luxurious life that they only want to go on roads with the four-wheelers? That's something that we will try and find out on the ground.
I personally think what you said is correct. We should, we can accommodate 4 to 5 people in our cars, but due to one or the other reason, it's not working for us as well. And the traffic is too high. So waiting for the buses and even the buses, metro stations, everything is full at Bangalore. So no matter what sort of transport we choose for, it's not working for us. So this is one of the reason why I personally chose to go to office by car by myself.
As it is, Bangalore is too much of traffic, so much of pollution. So we are literally suffering for, like, while going to office and coming back in a daily life as well. So it's impacting our health also, it's pollution. So yeah, private buses is helpful for us.
You have good amount of electric buses which will really help. But private vehicles, what happens is if you have to go to the smaller lanes, right? So that's when it becomes difficult. You can't use the private thing. And if you have to go to office, so the office is inside. So you can't, the bus goes to a point. From there, they have to walk back again. So that's another difficult chance. And you don't get other vehicles also.
That's all we had from Karnataka. Now over to my colleague Ashish, who brings us more news. Ashish, over to you.
Thank you, Ritu. In fact, we are in Kakinada, and since yesterday we've been reporting from Kakinada. It's a ground zero where Cyclone Montha, in fact, made the landfall. We are at one of the fishing hamlets here in Kakinada. It's called Upada village, and here all the fishermen's houses, in fact, evacuated during the cyclone landfall. Remember, the cyclone made landfall here around Kakinada, in between Machilipatnam and Kakinada, and since the wind speed and rain was battering the district, not only Kakinada but East Godavari, West Godavari, neighboring Konasima district also received high speed of wind as well as rainfall. Right now the situation here is that local MP, Kakinada MP, he is from Janasena Party, NDA MP. He is visiting the affected people and in fact talking to their grievances and assuring them all kind of assistance. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu, he is also right now while we are talking, he is also conducting an aerial survey of districts affected by Cyclone Montha. Kakinada, here he'll come and he'll review situation, aerial survey he'll conduct. He'll land in fact in neighboring district of Konasima, where lot many houses and lot many trees were uprooted and several villages in fact had a power outage. So Chief Minister will land there and review the situation in Konasima. Apart from Konasima, he'll also go to districts of Bapatla and other. In fact, we are joined by the MP. Sir, tell me about the situation on ground right now. Any casualty, what kind of damage the district has received?
So, good afternoon everyone. We, as expected, our NDA government was prepared 4 days precautionary. We have taken all the precautionary measures to zero the casualties and minimize the property damages. And yes, we are proudly saying that we are successful in that. Our leader Pawan Kalyan Garu and our CM Garu monitoring this and guiding us in all the aspects to minimize the damages and zero casualties. As we succeeded that, and we are proudly saying that. And now at present, the effect of the cyclone is minimized now, so there is no any issues according to the reports. But the damages, what happened here, every relief camp has been provided with in Pittapuram itself. We have provided more than 30,000 meals and 1.5 lakh water packets and 5,000 liters of milks, medicines, and in 25 relief camps we have provided everything, and we evacuated everything requesting as our family members, and we have brought them here. So now we are here on rectifying the works of the civil works. The damages roads has been, means we are calling for the tenders, and before that itself when the water is passing through the sea, we have stopped that immediately. With immediate action, and now we are repairing all the damaged roads, and we are clearing all the disturbances which happened for the transport by clearing all the poles and the trees. So I'm thanking all the personals who are here helping us with them. According you also, I'm appreciating you also. You are on the ground in this huge cyclone. And appreciating the media also for assisting us and all the administrative also.
Thank you so much for talking to us, sir. So clearly, there are few houses, in fact, in nearby village, it was damaged due to the cyclone. Cyclone has now moved toward Telangana and further to Chhattisgarh. It has turned into a depression. Telangana is receiving heavy rainfall. We have our colleague Uma there. She'll inform us about the rainfall and kind of weather disturbance Telangana is witnessing.
Thank you, Ashish. The severe cyclonic storm that has ravaged Andhra Pradesh has now turned into a cyclonic storm and now into a deep depression, in fact. But it has been bringing non-stop rains now in Hyderabad and in many Telangana districts for the last 24 hours. And yes, Yadadri and Warangal and Nalgonda and other areas have received 10 to 11 centimeters of rain, and there have also been flash floods in several areas. In the IT area of Hyderabad, there is a traffic gridlock that has happened on the outer ring road, the ORR as it is called, the exit number 17 or entry number 17 as it is called, near the Himayat Sagar. That area has got flooded, and our viewers are advised not to go towards that area and to avoid that area of the ORR exit and entry point, gate number 17 itself, near Himayat Sagar as well. But I must tell you three other things that have happened. The road to Srisalem has now been blocked from Hyderabad because there has been landslide that happened in Srisalem. Remember, Srisalem is the area where Prime Minister Narendra Modi was there just about 12 days ago for the puja at the Shiva temple there. But just near the temple is where these landslides happened. But very luckily, the landslide happened at a time when people were not around. It happened at night, but 3 shops got demolished in the kind of landslide that happened there. 2 other things. One, in Nagar Karnool district of Telangana itself, there was a car that got stuck in the flooding and there was a man who was trapped inside, but locals were very, very vigilant. They immediately brought a rope and they are in fact shouting out to him saying, let the car go, you hold on to the rope and you can come to safety, and that's what they did. They even asked him, in fact, with a kind of a quick thinking, I should say, asked him to bring the car keys along, and yes, he brings the car key along and he got rescued from that area. But in Khammam, there was a DCM driver that, despite warnings and shoutings from this side, asking him to stop because it's going to be very difficult, he continued coming, and then those dramatic visuals of the DCM, in fact, going into the waters, getting drowned almost 80%. The status of the driver, as of now, not known, but not heeding a warning and advisory that's been given, leading to this kind of disastrous situation. In Nalgonda, Devarakonda, the Gurukul there, in fact, got flooded and children were trapped inside. The ST hostel there was trapped inside, and when the alert was sent out to the security agencies, to the disaster force, they have immediately responded, and the children there being brought to safety, holding on to each other's hands and holding on to the books that they have, their footwear as well, and crossing that very precariously. Thankfully, that was a very successful operation and they were able to bring these children out to safety. Another incident that happened in Ongole, where a man called Kotaya, in fact, got washed away by the waters. Luckily, he held on to a tree and stayed there the whole night. Thankfully, locals spotted him and then called in the security agencies, and then the security agencies went to him, the disaster force responding there and bringing him out to safety as well. So this kind of a rainy conditions we are expecting to continue over today as well, but hopefully by tomorrow the clouds may start to give some relief to the people in Telangana and elsewhere. Still, of course, the big agricultural loss that is happening because of waterlogging, not just in the Telangana areas, but in the banyan plantations, in the mirchi crops, in the cotton plantations there, all of that, and the rice plantations mainly in the West Godavari and the Godavari belt, which is a huge rice bowl for the country itself. All of that now standing in water, and that could damage the crop, and that's why Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu on that aerial tour, and he's expected to get off, like Ashish was mentioning, and inspect on the ground as well. We will continue to get you updates on Cyclone Montha and the effect that it is having on the ground, but for now it's a wrap from Southern View, from all the team of Southern View here at NDTV. It's a goodbye for now. After a very short break, we will bring you more news on the other side.
Motorola Edge 60 Pro, most stunning true color pro grade camera. Motorola Edge 60 Pro, the true flagship killer.